Crank up the music. Keep an eye on the back.
This presentation is provided to you to amuse or entertain and not to conform or inform. The content on this channel should not be used to replace professional, financial, medical, or legal advice. All footage taken and used from public sources falls under the Fair Use of the Digital Millennial Copyright Act of 1998. Therefore, no breach of privacy or copyright has been committed.
You know, when you look at this Mariner 9 satellite, it really does look like a ceiling fan.
Actually, now that you mentioned it, it is a ceiling fan.
Whoa.
Two men are working construction. When one says, I can't take it anymore, I gotta get out of here. He says, I'm gonna act like a crazy person and maybe the foreman will send me home. So he jumps up on the scaffolding and starts screaming, I'm a light bulb, I'm a light bulb. He's running around hanging upside down, I'm a light bulb, I'm a light bulb. Finally, the foreman sees him and says, hey, get down from there. Pack up your stuff and get out of here. You're obviously not fit to be here. To which the other man starts packing up his stuff too. The foreman turns to him and says, hey, why are you packing up your stuff? He says, well, you can't expect me to work in the dark. I'm out of here too. Hello there.
Satellite tracking continues.
Oh, I forgot to add us all to the stream. Welcome, everyone. Woohoo, it's Friday night again. Thank you all for being here. God love you all. I'm glad we made it again. God's grace brought us together. First of all, once again, I got to say, I love the new intro. I want to thank
I
Ray
love it. I love
and
it.
Christian.
Yeah,
They
that
did
was
an
good.
amazing job. I just love it.
I can't even believe it was me that did it. I listened to it and I'm like, is that really me?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
yeah,
really
it's
like
hot.
it was smooth. I really like how it flowed.
yeah. No, and all that, and the extra sounds that Christian made on that keyboard with the swooshing and stuff. Just
Oh no, the singing and everything else. It was
The
really all.
singing.
It was all him. But I'm saying the guitar part. I'm listening and I'm like, is that really me? Like, yeah, it is. But
Oh, and that was the funny thing.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't know, when Ray started watching my show with the original intro with the wah wah guitar from the '70s, he's like, "Yeah, one of these days I wish I learned to do that." And then he was forced to learn it, and here he is. Now he played it excellent. I love your
I was
version
forced
of
to
that.
learn it. I had to sit down for like 4 days straight trying to figure that thing out, and I had nothing to go by, just the sound of it, just by ear, and I figured it out. And then Christian helped a little bit, and we both figured it out. We worked at it for about 2 or 3 days, but you could tell that he could probably figure it out right away, but he didn't really want to just give me the answer. Like, he wanted me to, he wanted me to work at it a little bit and figure it out for myself,
Yeah,
Like,
that's the way to do it.
It did good, man.
So here's what happened. I woke up this morning. I had, like I always do, 1,000 tabs. I've got, I do have a video. If we get to it, Ryan, if he's in the chat, just to cool out, with Sarah in it and stuff, my usual stuff. And then, I don't know, we just talked throughout the day. Next thing you know, all of us got back together again for this because it should be fun. And we'll just have a fun night and meltology. Yes,
I know.
I'm not even wearing a
I love
ceiling
the
fan.
white hoodies.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
It's
white,
different than the
white's a
Nice.
cool color. The
black.
black's cool, but the white's cool
Yeah.
because I always loved white. But you just gotta keep them nice and fresh and white.
That's I
Yeah,
can't
like
have
when-
anything
Always
white.
You gotta make them like nice and white and crispy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the time. All the time.
I have a black hoodie being made up right now. It says the truthseeker69. The truthseeker is in white and the 69's in red.
That's
So,
cool.
It'll be
I might
pretty cool.
get-
I'll
I'm
have
gonna
that
get-
probably in a few
I'm gonna-
days.
One day I'll get hoodies.
Yeah.
I barely get two. I got barely 2 of my own T-shirts. You know what I mean? Like, I'll figure it out though one day. My life will come together once someday.
Yeah, I gotta get.
That's very true.
I'll send one up to you.
Yeah, thank
So-
you. That would be great. I'll wear it on a bunch of my shows all the time.
What size are you?
Extra large?
Extra large, no problem.
Yeah.
Do you want meltology with the definition or like the one that shepu has
Sure,
on?
we'll just.
Whatever.
And then,
I'm
do
not
you
pick-
think?
whatever you
do you
think.
wanna-
Whatever you.
And if you want us to pick something up at the grocery, you can just send me the list too. As long as
Yeah,
we're doing
yeah,
this.
yeah. I'll send you
do
my,
you need
my
anything
Amazon,
shampoo?
my Amazon grocery bill. Shampoo.
Martin.
Shampoo, get the
Martin
cable
needed
bill.
here. Martin,
Oh my goodness! I have way too many people and too many drops. This could take all night. This is fantastic. Okay, I got to move this over here because that was in the wrong place.
It's on mine.
So,
yeah,
all right,
House.
Martin.
Yeah, you need to make him a moderator.
Oh, I don't even know. I got.
better.
I got-
huge fan of the Sailing
I will.
Fan Man
I
channel.
got people that'll take care of that. Let's see. Maybe I can do it. What do I have? Clickety click. Let's see. Put user in timeout. No, I don't want to do that. You know what? Could someone?
Oh,
we'll
there's my
fix you up.
mom.
We'll
My
fix you up,
mom's
Martin.
in the
Julie,
chat.
you can make him a moderator.
I can't do the whole thing right now, everyone. But God bless you. I'm glad. Thank you, Martin, for being here. It's nice to see you. Oi, oi. Wait, I had something for him.
Hey,
I
Mark.
do. Back when I did a show with him. We got to get together again, man. I had a blast. Here, this for you, Martin.
Oh my god, I love that.
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, you get high class comedy here. That's what we got here. So, but I do have to, I do want to start off the show. There was some breaking news that went down. Where is it? Here we go.
Breaking news with Ceiling Fan Man. Take it away, ceilingfanman.
Okay, so this I just saw before I went on the show, so I had to comment on it. But to make sure there's no problems, I'll put my banner out. Okay. So apparently, for those of you that don't know, the plan, wink, wink, the plan is happening. We were told to trust it. We've been told to trust it for a long time. And, thank whoever that we did trust it, because now it's finally coming to fruition. It's been a long decade, but I think they finally found everyone, and they're rounding them up. And so get your popcorn out, because it's about to go down. And I saw some things on Twitter that, let's see, I'll bring this up. Let's see, clickety click. All right. Entire screen. There we go. Okay. Let's go back. Get out of that. Okay. Okay. Where are you at? All right. Here. All right, everyone. You sitting down with your popcorn. Here we go. Okay. So apparently, NBC News and a bunch of other mainstream recorded what's being said is the crime king, Queen Pelosi, was arrested by federal agents. Because, see, there's people in undercover car walking in. Okay, so, and how do I know this? Well, because I'm tuned in, right? And when you go down here,
what did she do this time?
Oh, but wait, they know. They know. So they say, where is it? It says blah, blah, blah. Oh, here we go. So Penny LG somehow just knows that the reason it was is supposedly she's in custody for trying to solicit an attempt of something on good old Donnie in the wee morning hours last night. I don't know who says that, of the deep state.
Oh my God.
And she trusted a turncoat. And basically, yeah, and this is not a lie. See, it says so right there. This is real. It's happening. Why would they lie? And
it's all politics. They're trying to suck us in.
And if that is enough, here's your proof. So Brad Redpill apparently knows what went down. He was there, I guess. And Donald, he was mad. I should do this as a dramatic reading. Should we do that?
Yes.
Let's see.
Rose would be good at this right now.
I know. What else is going on? It's Friday night.
Here we go.
And now, it's time for a dramatic reading.
So, okay, here we go. So Donald was mad that he found out Nancy got a deal, and that the deal was to work in this show in exchange for being executed, to get life in prison without parole or pardon. He wanted her executed because her crimes were just as severe, as her treason was the same as the other ones and all the rest. It sounds like Gilligan's Island. And the rest here. It feels like we are. And that's why he did not end the show sooner, because it's the show. See, the show started about 5 years ago when I was watching the show. And they're still looking for the same people. I think this person is at Barnes & Noble signing books. You can find her anywhere. But
right?
Okay,
God.
And when they say thank God, I'm not even sure who they're talking, but that's all right. Thank God he didn't, because now they got Nancy soliciting a former deep state person she thought she could trust, that turned into a white hat informant and asked if he can make it possible to have Donald taken out today. He said I guess they were in the booth right next to him, right? Like, it happened at a coffee shop. I've seen these movies, right? It always happens at a coffee shop, and then there's a guy behind him in a trench coat with like little recorder, and he's pretending he's sipping coffee, not listening, right?
They should have arrested her for looking like she crawled out of a casket in the morning and drinks blood.
All right, no body shaming here on vampires. No body shaming. Okay, where are we at? Let's see. So yeah, he said she wanted to have him taken out, and not to lunch. Thanks, Monograph. He said he could make it happen, and she said, do it, because we want him gone today. After the sun broke, what is that, day break, I guess? I don't know. The media was there, and they watched her being arrested. and you have one of the photos that was taken. And here's the kicker. This is the breaking news. If the news does not report on it tomorrow, the news will be shut down by Saturday.
Boom, baby.
So there you go. So you heard
I
it
think
first.
the only truth in this whole thing was that it's a show.
Yeah.
That was the only truth in there.
Hey, wait. Where is he? He's got it. Come here. Hit me.
That's very true.
Mike Brady.
One more for you, Jen.
Boom, baby.
I love it.
So,
They should
oh my
add
God.
they should add vampire suspicion to the list of charges.
Vampires.
It's like a soap opera. A political
It is,
soap opera.
it is.
That's all it is.
Well, and the thing is and if you're, and there are families and loved ones, and there might be people listening that are have heard this. All I can say is this: I was following a lot of this stuff several years ago, thinking something was going to happen, and then the farther you look for truth, you realize that there's sometimes two sides that are working for the same place. And as they say, there's the left wing and the right wing, and they're on the same bird. And it's a bird of prey, and it's feasting on us. And so you can get lost in the quagmire of politics. And that's why I read it the way I did. Because they've been saying the same thing that's going on right now for at least 5 years. And nothing ever happens. Yeah.
Some people think it's the wings of the Baphomet, though, that they're talking about.
There you go.
The Baphomet has
Probably.
wings. Yeah.
That works. Yeah.
That works for me, yeah.
What were you going to say, Jen?
Hillary's still not in jail, so there's that. I've been waiting for her to get arrested forever.
Like I said, she's at a
Everybody who sends me stuff about her over the years, I'm like, Hillary is still not in jail. That's got to tell you guys something.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So there you go. There's your breaking news here. Okay. So now I can get this off the screen, my banner. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to, well, I'll tell you what, we'll throw the banner back on because let's finish out the nonsense of the world that's going on right now. We'll fire through these tabs and let's see. All right. So first of all, I thought that was interesting. Doesn't matter which side you're on. They're all in it. That's a Kabbalah bracelet, and you can look it up. That's going back in this.
Oh, tucking it, Tucker.
All right, Miss T. Hang on a second.
Tucker. Tucker.
Okay, all right. Reel it in a little. Just don't.
She couldn't help herself. She couldn't hold it back.
Well, I have to say, I encourage it. Anytime I see any article, it goes straight to her. So yes. So here's Mr. Tucker. I'll never see it the same way again. Oh my God, Jen, that's freaking hilarious. Oh my God. Okay.
How many Tuckers do you know?
I don't even want to guess. Where'd this go?
By the way, in your home.
Okay, yeah, here's one. And I'm showing this only because the entire world is seeing how ridiculous, like, of all the presidents they've propped up and made fun of, like, I really feel bad for this guy. He looks like he's in bad stages of dementia. No one cares. It's the things that he says. It's like,
keep rolling them out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, the batteries that we
They
have
wind
now
them up
and
and they set them out there.
Yeah. Well, here he's talking to a group about how he's amazed that you can take
more and more sophisticated.
you can take your battery
a
car.
lightning storm takes out
here.
all the electricity in the house. Guess what? You can plug your car into the house and make it light up. I'm joking. It's a little simplistic, but literally you can.
This guy is running the show.
Oh,
This summer. It really is kind of exciting. I no. Come on. Guess what? You plug your car into the house and make it light up.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. So especially in California right now, how do I get out of this? I get him off the screen. Especially in California right now, they're saying that they want to be off of all gas cars in like 5-10 years or whatever, and everything go electric, and everyone's going to plug their cars into the already over exhausted grid that they're having rolling blackouts, not just through the summer now through the winter. Like it's complete nonsense. Nobody.
Are they gonna have to burn more coal now? because they're gonna need more electricity, right? So they're gonna need more coal. Coal plants are gonna have to open.
Yeah, but wasn't that Obama's big thing? He shut down all the coal plants.
Right. And it also takes like a huge amount of whatever digging and emissions and all this stuff to make the one battery, where it would have been way less on the environment with the coal. So yeah.
Well,
pretty wild.
I guess we have less room for the animals now and more room for coal plants.
There you go. So and then we had where is it? This one, clickety click. I'm only doing it because there's so many, and you just have to. And these are my favorite people, like Memology. He has some really good stuff. So this one's awesome because if you guys seen this one, so Joe Biden said he spoke to the guy. Oh come on, that invented insulin, and let's see, where is it? Here, I'll go over here.
Needs insulin. Well, guess what? And when Debbie and I passed this law, it included everybody, not just seniors. And so what happened was we said, okay, you know how much it costs to make that insulin drug for diabetes? Cost. It was invented by a man who did not patent it because he wanted it available for everyone. I spoke to him, okay?
I mean, it's not even hard to fact check these things. So he spoke to this guy who died before he was born. Like they're making and there's one I didn't.
That's impossible. You can't. That's impossible. Does he have a time machine or something?
Well, that's
They're
it.
testing to see how stupid people are if they're picking up on any of this shit, because they could just have this guy say whatever the hell they want, and nobody cares. They're just gonna sit back and laugh and go.
Nobody even pays attention to what he says.
They don't.
Tucker. I need more Tucker.
He's he's actually the perfect guy for the job because nobody listens to him anyway, so he can say whatever he wants. They're just like whatever, and they just go. They're gonna go along and do whatever they were gonna do anyway, and they're just gonna put this clown on the news all the time and make us look stupid.
This should tell you how far down we've fallen.
And China's probably doing better than us right now. China's probably has better shit than us right now because of we're probably.
And I'm not even gonna.
We used to be on top.
This guy's not running anything. He is just a front man.
I don't even want to play them all. Look at this one. This one, he says, inflation's worldwide problem because of the war in Iraq. And then he realizes he messed up, and he says, oh, I mean the war in Ukraine. I'm thinking about Iraq because that's where my son died. But no, his son didn't die in Iraq. His son died of some kind of cancer or lung thing in the United States. And they just say that they think it was a result of when he was in Iraq. But they have no idea. You know what I mean? It's so, gosh. And so there's that. And then there's this one. This is one of my favorites. This guy, 0 seconds ago.
There he is. Look at him. He's a fucking clown.
This. What was you gonna say, Jen? What did you want to say?
He's always talking about seniors and healthcare.
Yeah.
He's a fucking senior.
This one's one of my favorites because
he's worried about himself. he's like worried about his own healthcare.
Here he's talking to the birds. I swear. Which I don't mind talking to birds, but like. There's nothing up there. What's this part? There's absolutely nothing unless there's a helicopter flying.
Who is he waving to? He sees a UFO.
Does he see things?
He's waving by to his gargoyle friends in the sky.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Okay, and then next,
he's like, see you later.
And this one, so the White House tweeted that seniors are getting the biggest increase in their Social Security checks in 10 years through President Biden's leadership. Well, what they didn't show you was they left off the bottom part of the context, which is, and of course the new, well, everyone thinks that Elon Musk is the savior of Twitter. We'll cover him in a second. But now they added this context like they do to us, It says seniors receive the large Social Security benefit due to the increase in cost of living, which is based on the inflation. President Nixon signed this law in 1972. So the reason they're getting a number increase is because of the law from 1972.
It's the COLA law.
Right.
Yeah, the COLA, COLA, COLA law, cost of living increase. They do it once a year for everybody on Social Security, not just seniors. It's not just seniors either. It's people that are disabled, people
It
that are
reminded
getting
me-
SS every year. And listen, when they increase that, they take away your food stamps. They take
Yeah,
so
yes,
they give
they
you
do. You're right about
so
that,
they
Ray.
get less food stamps and more money, but like way less. Like
And you wind
it's
up
not
being
worth it.
Steven.
They
Even
give you like
Steven.
$3 more, and they take away like $30 in food.
Meanwhile, there's jackwagons out there like,
Oh.
oh yeah, Biden, he just increased
Yeah.
our Social Security.
Well, you know, it reminded me of there was an episode. Well, it was one of my favorite shows. My favorite handler, Michael Scott, in The Office, and they had this wedding, and he was telling everyone he paid for the wedding because his salary to the woman that was having the wedding paid for the wedding. So by virtue, he paid for the wedding. It's the same kind of thing. This guy's taking credit for a law signed in 1972. So
Anything
Yeah,
to try to
it
prop
still
society up and
stands.
make
They
them
go by
look
that
it. They
law,
don't
yeah.
care.
Incredible.
all right, let's see. Oh, this one's good. He's really good with numbers too. 0 seconds. Let's go. This is
Well, if anybody think if we were doing it for the first time now in the 21st century, going into the 20th, from the 20th century going into the second quarter of the 21st century,
Second quarter, holy crap, we're getting for a touchdown. Eagles are winning.
that we'd say 12 years is enough? Think 12 years is enough in the going into 20, 30, 40, 50?
Fine. Down.
Mr. Bean.
What must be what? What must be what?
now. Did you guys see this press conference?
His butt's been wet.
Yeah, this is an actual press conference, and he was talking at these helicopters. It was really loud, and he yelled that out, and no one hears anything else than that.
What must be what? What must be what?
Why? Why?
Are you fucking kidding me?
yeah, I better make sure
my
I.
butt's been warmed.
Yeah, this 0
crazy.
seconds ago.
He
I'll
does-
throw it in the chat here.
That
And
is
where
ridiculous.
are you guys? You guys are over here.
He's like, my
Oh, and
butt's
Pay
been
for that,
wiped.
the taxpayers pay for his ass getting wiped. I just want to know.
He's like, I'll never have to wipe my butt again. He's like, number one,
Thank you,
first thing he does when he gets in
American
office, he hires
Who's
a
getting
butt
paid
wiper.
for that job? Is it the official White House ass wiper of the president? What's his position?
It's gotta be some nurse, some
Obama
poor
today.
nurse somewhere working at like as a nursing home. Like one of the best go visit you at your house nurses there is probably, but I feel
Right,
bad
so-
for her.
All right, so now we've got this one. This
Because
is
he
just
says
beautiful.
my butt's been wiped, so somebody had to wipe it.
Someone's doing it. Yeah, and
Somebody's
he's.
got the job.
I like that he
What are
let
the
us know
qualifications
that.
for that?
You know, what do they call it? Transparency in his presidency. At least we know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I've always wondered when I see them up there. If this is their butt wipe. You know, now we know with him.
Who's
He has
wiping
no
his
pro-
ass? Is what I'm thinking.
Well, isn't it Kamal?
I can't I get somebody to wipe my ass? Benefits for that? I want to know. What's going
I
on?
don't think you want to take that position seriously. You're gonna have some Baphomet doing it, Jen. I'm sorry, you're not gonna like it. Listen to this guy. I love this guy on Twitter. He's like, well, here, listen.
Then, America was saved. Embraced by the loving arms of our new president, Joe Biden. And has brought back kindness and decorum.
Liar, man. Look, here's the deal.
No, I wish you were in high school. I could take him behind the gym.
Biden is a voice of clarity.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him
A voice of reason.
He is the smartest man I know.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
And he's good with numbers.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
700 billion and $1,300 billion.
Under his leadership, the Biden administration has brought us safety. It has brought us economic prosperity. It has empowered the next generation. And now, you have the chance to make sure it continues for another 2 years. This election day, vote for whoever the Biden administration is asking you to vote for. They know what's best. Together, we will ensure things will continue to go the way they've been going forever and ever.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this. Wait, who? You know the thing.
Okay, for anybody who wants that, this is. Oh wait, we gotta stop it. Calm down there. Let's see. I'll throw. That's El Donald Trump.
He's like,
Twitter.
what?
Okay, so this
He's like-
CLO going there.
He's like, I'm Joe Biden, I think.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't
That's
even know
coming next.
anymore.
That's coming next. Well, there was one that I didn't even show. There was another country, and they did like a skit where they had him with Kamala Harris walking on stage, and he almost walks off the stage, and she grabs him and says, "No, go this way." And then 6 or 7 months later, that almost identical scene happened for real, here in America. And so it's such a clown show. The whole world is seeing how ridiculous it looks.
All I know is here's my vote.
Oh, there we go. Boom,
Nice.
Baby.
An extreme heat event.
Yeah, right. Fervent heat. So then they kept propping this guy up, and I didn't know why. So there's another race that's going on. It's a fake doctor, Dr. Oz from like the Oprah Winfrey show.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's running against this guy, and I was like, okay, who's this guy? Well, the problem with this guy is, and I'm not trying to shame anyone, but he had a stroke, and they announce it and they tell you that he had one. But what happens is he doesn't make sentences. And so my question is, like, for instance, and for those of you, I don't like politics either side, but here we're voting for this.
The corporate tax structure is well true. Trillions of dollars that have added to the deficit, and now they still want to support those as well true. I think in terms of being very serious about addressing inflation is making sure that those rates are brought back into a line with what they should have been, where they're able to fight the deficit.
What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, and that's not even like that one. He kind of made it together, but like this one.
Summer of 1986. I think everyone that ever plays football in high school was, at a kind of like a trade out kind of football camp, and there wasn't any interest to have me come play here.
What in heaven's name are you talking about?
Okay, so my point is this: I'm not trying to shame the guy if he's having trouble with his, since the stroke. My problem is, why is he the candidate that they think they need to put in there? You know what I mean? Maybe that's not the position for him. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, can I just to recap? That guy is running against Dr. Oz.
Correct.
And what world are we living in? Where are we? Like, seriously.
And guess what, Ray? He's winning. He's beating him. What a clown show. The people just believe it. I think a Senate seat somewhere. I don't know, honestly. I don't pay enough attention to it. I like to look in to see what's happening. And
he's not a real doctor. Dr.
Right.
Oz.
You got a fake. Oh, I don't know what kind.
You got a fake doctor running for
whatever.
some sort of politician seat now. Yeah. Like the whole thing is set up just to distract everybody.
Correct.
And people can't see it.
Correct. Where is he? You get one of these, sir. Where I can't even find it now.
It's very true.
Here he is.
That's very true.
Fake reality show is what it is.
It is. It's better than any soap opera.
Well, at least they're not paying attention to the war or whatever else that's going on.
Yeah.
They don't want them to pay attention to.
And for anybody that's still with me that believes that it doesn't happen on both sides, don't forget that. And I went through the period where I thought Trump was really going to be, there to save us too, and found out he's just part of the same machine. He's the one that voted in the red flag law that talks about terrorism and stuff. And here you go. This is happening the same place. I think this is over Carl Vernon. He's over in England, I believe, or Canada.
Service is launching an initiative to help us identify people who may have been radicalized.
Know the Signs details dozens of indicators that a friend or family member could be planning a terror attack.
Okay, you ready? We're going to have to find out. So everyone get your pen and paper out, and we'll write down if you know anybody that fits this description.
Yeah. Okay.
We gotta keep it on
There's
for these
probably
people.
a million people that are gonna fit the description.
Let's
I
see.
could probably think of 10 people right now. Let's hear it.
Well,
Keep turning in everybody. That's
Just not calling in on all your friends.
You know, I got news for you. Like my wife, God bless her, she goes on that Nextdoor and she tries to talk to people there and stuff. And they all like call her all these names and stuff because she's like trying to point out the same kind of stuff there. And so what do they? She tries to remind them, like, if you wondered what was going on and how like Nazis got into power and the brown shirts, who they were. Well, here you go. They're actually trying to train us to repeat history and turn on our neighbors. Does anyone read the fake history books they wrote us? This is what they start with, right? You get the neighbors, they get the brown shirts, you get the Nazis, and there you go. I mean, that's what they tell us. But check this out.
Reports. The move comes as our spy chiefs identify a new and worrying type of terrorism.
Yes, worrying.
Time was when the intelligence services were never seen, never heard. But now they're loudly proclaiming your country needs you to keep an eye on those you know, and if necessary, drop them in.
Recognizing a potential warning sign and then alerting NZSIS or police could be the vital piece in the puzzle that ultimately saves lives.
Okay, so we got to be ready to
man,
know
I'm
this.
just saying, there's a sloping forehead and a brow ridge going on there, okay? I'm just saying.
She sees one thing no matter what I play. All right, let's see. Here we
All
go.
I'm
Here's
saying
the
is
size.
it's okay for us to watch a fake doctor on TV tell us advice, and they're fine with that. They allow it. Just let it go.
Of course, yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the size.
To that end, they're publishing a guide called Know the Signs to help us all identify potential terrorists in our midst.
To pay attention if they are, and to be alert. So
Okay, I do love the curl, right?
The Superman curl. What's that?
Dude.
Hey, Jen, I'm kind of getting understanding what you're saying about this person now. Because what's up with this?
This one's creepy. It's like a Charlie Brown curl in the front.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Charlie Brown.
You can put a billboard across
Go
this.
on stage now. I got my girl.
that if
Gonna
they
take
see
away from my
or
brow
hear
ridge.
about something that seems off, that worries them.
She
and
got that
concerns
done at the
them,
salon.
Information to say, does this indicate to me that this person is on the road to actually committing an attack?
The SIS has listed around 50 signs, from obvious ones, like writing on a weapon, as happened in Christchurch.
Writing on a weapon. Okay, that's one of them. That seems pretty obvious to me. I would say if someone's writing like something on their weapon, okay, keep an eye on that guy. I get it.
Two.
A person who is really developing an us versus them worldview. And so,
What's that? What's that?
What if you write something on your bullets? Is that a problem? Because I write on my bullets like NWO and stuff. I do. I have it in my video.
I don't know, Jen. I'd be careful.
Jen can't just shoot something.
Right?
She can't shoot something. She has to like curse it out.
Be
at the
careful
same
what
time.
you write. You know.
She writes "screw you" on the bullet.
Sending a message.
And her husband's like, "I need more bullets. Hang on a second. I'm scared. This one's hard to write."
Don't get carried away, Jen.
Oh shoot! Okay, we're missing the most important part out of this person about what we're looking for. Okay, so the bullet writing or gun writing is no. Bullet writing, we're not sure. Okay, we'll leave that one.
We're not sure about it. We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't
we're
know
not
about
sure.
that one. We're not giving any advice on that.
There is no advice on this show. It's for comedy. Hopefully they're still reading that. But also, I did happen to catch real quick. Steph Davis is right. Leave no evidence. So there's that, Jen. If you write your name on the bullet, it's kind of. I think we should check out Truthseeker.
That's what TTS69.
All right.
You know, it depends on what state you live
You'll
in
know
and
right
all
before
that.
it hits them. Oh shit, that's from TTS69.
You know what Jen
Like
writes?
500 miles away, they're like, "Whoa, where'd that come from?"
Jen writes on hers, "Melted as fuck," and then she says,
Oh yeah, that's
"Okay,
it. I
all
like
right,
it.
so here we go. Let's see."
and so it could be the COVID measures that the
Oh wait, we got to hear because it looked like Godzilla was destroying the city. What is this?
a person who is really developing an us versus them worldview. And so it could be the COVID measures that the government took, or it could be other policies that are interpreted as infringing on rights. And it's
Interpreted as infringing on rights. They're not. It's just interpreted that way. You're wrong.
Yeah. It looks like we've taken your rights away. You actually have no rights. That's just your interpretation.
She's like, by the way, I need to stop at the salon before I get here and pay $150 for this curl.
I think she went to a phone booth and Superman was in there. It's like, here. Don't.
She's like, she's talking to the the limo driver. She's like, all right, here's $150. Just pull over right here. I need to go get my curl fixed. Thank you for the interview. Grant,
I
this
got
is
shaved
Grant.
too.
All right, you all. I want to. That was Godzilla, wasn't it? Come on.
This them worldview. And so it could be the COVID measures that the government took, or it could be other policies that are interpreted as
They're talking about people that think the government is overreaching on the last 2 years, and that's what they show.
That's her baby curl. She never got her baby curl cut off. She just kept it her whole life.
This is insane that they're showing that, and only for like a second, just to hit your subconscious. Amazing. Okay, let's keep.
They probably love that curl.
Are these getting sharper? All right, let's keep going.
An us versus them worldview. And so it could be the COVID measures that the government took, or it could be other policies that are interpreted as infringing on rights. And it's what I sometimes describe as a kind of hot mess of ideologies and beliefs fueled by conspiracy theories.
Of course.
He's a hot mess.
Of course.
Yeah.
With the weapon, she's using the weaponized term. There you go.
That one definitely got sharper, if you want. Look at it. It's a little point there. Yeah. Anyways, enough of this.
Yikes, yeah.
Okay. Yikes, exactly.
Much for me to handle.
Okay.
Here.
Now, this one was interesting. Wait, let me go in here and see who's here and what's
Yikes.
happening. Where are you guys? There. Let's see. We having fun? Everyone having a good time?
I'm having a great time.
Yes.
Friday night. Boom, baby.
No, Carl Vernon is the name of that YouTube channel. I played him a lot. This is his shirt. So it's got sheep on it, but it's on dark green, and you can't even freaking see it.
Green on green.
Hey, Carl, I bought this. I love it, but no one can tell what's on it. It didn't look like that.
Girl, you gotta go wait.
You have 118 people here right now.
Holy cow.
baby.
Where
That's
we
pretty
got?
good. That's pretty good.
Let's see, where are we at?
That's really
good.
Boom, baby.
Well, you know why, Ray?
We're on a mission from God.
Yes. That's very true.
Okay. That's very true.
You can just go on all day. Just keep.
I've got so many. I haven't even played shampoo.
Where's the shampoo?
There he is.
There's
no. It's very limited what I could find. So okay.
There's so many ways his name connects to shampoo though, because it sounds like shampoo. Plus, it's fructis, which is like Fructis, the brand of shampoo.
Right.
Exactly. There's a brand that's called that kinda. So, yeah,
right.
I get it.
And
I totally get it.
He's head and shoulders above the rest.
I like that one.
I was ready that time.
Shepu is really tall. Shepu, how tall are you?
Oh, I'm just 6 feet.
6 feet. I mean, how many people do you know are 6 feet? So he is head and shoulders above the rest. Definitely over me. I'm 5'3".
I'm 5'8.5", but 6 feet is pretty tall. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like,
let's see.
Almost.
Okay, so I did want to cover this. Was interesting. My wife had mentioned to me that she saw a lot of people talking about amnesty for the way that people talked about what was going on versus people that believed into the what was going on and people that didn't. And so this was a video that kind of reminded some of the things that were said about the people that didn't go along with what was being asked of them.
Willing to walk among us unvaccinated, you are an enemy.
What goes through your mind when you hear a lot of the anti-vaccine rhetoric?
At this point, it seems criminal to me.
The vaccine free and impacting the rest of us. It's like drunk drivers.
So basically, this entire video is a bunch of people just saying that we're horrible people if you don't do the thing they wanted. And then when you get to the end here, let's see.
They all should be thrown in jail. This lady, jail. All of them, jail.
We're caught here in a loop.
Agreed, Ray.
We're in a loop.
They're all criminals.
For them.
Help. We got stuck. All right. Well, in any case, So then this comes out, and everybody heard about this. There's a story in the Atlantic that they said we should declare an amnesty, and basically they said everything that was said and done in the name of this, and all the hate and all the things that were said, and the social and all this crap that they were doing over the last few years. Let's just all forget about it in amnesty. And this article in the Atlantic is brought to you by, here is it, Laureen Powell Jobs, who's the founder of the Emerson and now owns the majority of the Atlantic. And there she is. There she is with Giselle Maxwell.
No.
Right?
What's going on here? What are we doing?
The gal that runs the Atlantic that wants the amnesty was married to Steve Jobs, and she's part of the whole this Emerson collection and stuff.
Bringing Steve Jobs back? That's weird because I haven't heard about him in a few years, and I was just wondering, like, whatever happened to Steve Jobs? And now that here we go. All right.
So I'm just saying, if they're all connected, it's all part of the same machine, and so that's that. What I did want to talk about here, let me get in here and stop sharing for a second. Click it. All right. So there's that. Oh my God, Ben Flatt is late. You know what happens when you're late, Ben?
And
I don't feel tardy. I hope Melanie's keeping track, so yes. All right. So let's see. All right. Oh, look at this. Well, thank you, Ruckus. No, I just happen to be one of God's sexy agents. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. I want to get into, switch this over here. All right. So what I wanted to talk about tonight was there's been a lot of discussion. Where is, let's see. I think it's here. Click. Go to this one. No, it's not there. Click here. Hang on a second. You think I'd have this down by now, but I don't. Aha, there it is. Okay, so I think I'm sharing that. Somebody sent me this. Gosh, I wish I had written that down. But here's one of my fans. So, I just love it. I love it. You guys are awesome. You guys are funny. You're awesome. Okay, so let's see. Oh, and this. Okay, I'm not even getting into it. I found it interesting. Everyone can have their own decision on this. Obviously, everyone has their own idea of hairs and stuff, but I don't have very much, so I don't have much to talk about. I'm just saying. Let's see. Oh, wait, not these. Where is it? Oh, I do want to have a discussion one of these nights with somebody on some of these channels. I know Martin's done some of this. Like, don't you feel this is maybe some kind of 3D printing technology? I mean, how do you carve this?
It definitely was not done the way they've told us it was done. That's for sure.
Right?
Definitely not.
Yeah, the detail and how you can get underneath and inside and around and stuff. That's the problem. Like, how do you carve within underneath that? So, yeah.
They use like a cheese grater or something.
A cheese grater. What?
I've seen like some pumpkin carving competitions like on TV where they do like some crazy stuff. Yeah.
Maybe this isn't plaster, but marble. Yeah, I mean marble.
Oh no! All right, I was behind. I saw the pumpkin that you were showing.
I'm showing a pumpkin. What show are you on?
No, it was before that.
It was last week.
No, you didn't see. Wasn't there a pumpkin?
No more for you, Ray. You're done.
No more for you, Ray.
I'm seeing pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
He's seeing pumpkins. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was. There was a pumpkin. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
next,
cool.
I'm confused now too. Oh, this is what I was looking for. I found the people that put in all those random bricks, shepu, that you show all the time.
Yeah.
Here they are.
Guys.
It's these guys.
Uh-huh.
I knew I'd find them.
Yeah, they do a lot of work. These guys
Right?
are busy.
right? They're
That's
very
why
good.
they have to move so fast. They just chew it on, man. So.
Yeah. And I think they learned from, was it I Love Lucy? Because didn't she do that on it was what was it? She lost her wedding ring in a nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Yes,
Okay.
No, Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Right? Never said. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And I have a question for people. You know what? I'm going to throw this out here because this, in my Sarah video that I'll play, there was a part where I wanted to use the clip, and it was about power tools. Now, for those of us that watched Home Improvement with Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Toolman Taylor, yes. I watched it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So here's my question. I remember him in pretty much every show. Now, I haven't watched a whole bunch of them online now since this was last night when I was looking into this.
Uh-huh.
But I remember almost every show.
Oh no! Wait, hold
he'd
on.
say,
"You need to buckle up for this."
What'd you say?
Do I need to buckle up for this? Are you going to shatter my childhood?
Oh my God!
You are
I used to watch that show.
What happened? He's talking fast now.
I know, it sounds like he's on meth.
What is going on, Ray? You're seeing pumpkins now. You sound like a chipmunk. What's going on, Ray?
I'm saying that this was a huge show for me. Yeah.
What?
All right, go ahead. What changed?
Ray.
Oh my God!
Are you there, Ray?
Yeah, I'm there.
You know what? You might have to drop out and come back in. Something happened to your connection.
No, I was just getting something ready.
No, it's still happening.
No, it doesn't.
It's still happening.
Like supersonic speed over here.
Yeah.
What's
I
happening?
promise to hold off on this. You want to go out and come back. We'll have plenty to talk about. Come right back.
Hold on. What happened? What happened?
Oh, there you go.
Am I fine?
I think he's like a time traveler or
Pull
something.
your jets.
What is he doing?
I don't know. He's like bouncing on.
Am I okay now? Am I okay now? Is everything okay now?
Yeah.
Well, to us, I think so. How are you doing, sir?
I hope I'm all right. Whoa.
You're back.
I don't have a pumpkin, so okay.
It's fading
let's
in
see.
and out now.
I know. Oh, I do have something new, for moments like.
Calm myself down. I gotta calm my nerves.
I know. I have something new for moments like this, Ray. Wow, that's loud. I have to do the.
We match, Ray.
I got to do that one quieter.
That's for my leg on it.
I tried to do it in between. The cat. It didn't work.
Okay. All right. So where were we? I've forgotten what's happening. We've derailed the show. Is anyone still listening? Yes. 120 people. My goodness.
Trust me. More people will come when your show gets derailed. Believe me, more people show up when your show gets derailed.
Well, then I should be having this every night because
every one of my shows
always
gets derailed. One of my shows gets derailed every night.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Where are we at here? Oh, good. And that says good vibes. So good. Good. Okay. All right. We're having fun still, so that's good. Oh, yes. All right. So we're trying to get back on track here. All right.
Yeah, back
Thank you
on
very
track.
much, Joy. Okay.
Yes.
So
1, 2,
I
3.
looked all night last night and part of this morning, and maybe I'm just a poor researcher. That's fine. I can be accused of that. But I looked for what I thought in every show he said. Here, I'll bring up the meme. You can find thousands of memes. It's
I can put that living room up there too, Jen.
Yeah, I like that one.
We'll be in the same living room.
I got other ones. I
They
don't know
came-
about that one.
It comes with that one, I think.
All right.
No, I
let's
picked
see.
these off the internet. These little ones here, but this one comes with it.
Yeah, I have that one too. We could all be in the same house.
Yeah,
Okay, you guys ready? So this is it. So I remember him always saying, you know, it'd be better, more power. Right? More power. More power. But the one thing I couldn't find last night and this morning was a clip of him actually saying it on the show. So am I that bad at it? Why can't I would think he said it so much, kind of like the Ricky Ricardo thing. I'd find a clip immediately like that. I can find clips of anything. I can't find one. I still can't. Now he's got a new show where it's like, you know, he's rebooting it, or, you know, he looks more like this. I don't know. But I can't find him saying it on this old show that I loved. Now, again, if people in the chat find it, just send it to me, whatever. So drop me a link, whatever. I could be completely wrong. It was very late at night, and I looked and I couldn't find it. So
Yeah,
I just
doesn't the reason why he does that grunting after more
Yeah.
power, and then he does
Yeah.
the
I remember him saying it, and then he goes, "What do we need?" And the audience say, "More power," and then he'd say, "Yeah, more power." But I can't find him saying it now.
I can be honest with you guys. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It's okay.
It was way before my time.
I didn't break your
But
childhood.
I believe
then.
you.
Good.
I believe you. I believe you.
Well, I don't even know if I believe. I'm just saying I can't find it. I would think it's his famous catchphrase. I could have typed it in and found 10 videos someone had clipped off of YouTube. Right. You can find that on almost anything. You know what you can't find? You can't find Mr. What? Hang on. You can't find the real.
What is missing?
Him saying more power. More power.
More
you know what this would be? You know what would be better than this? More power. Yeah, I can't find him saying it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right? And,
I thought you were talking about the Lucy one. The Lucy one. I don't
well, that too. Lucy got some explaining to do. You can't find that.
I wasn't alive for that.
The other Mr. T, he's never said "I pity the fool" on any episode of the A-Team. I mean, so since I can't find those, and then last night I couldn't find this, I don't know. Did I find something? I don't know. So anybody in the chat, see what you find. So, okay.
Doesn't even have to watch every show and go through every show to make sure he doesn't say it anywhere.
But even so, it shouldn't be that hard to find because I remember him saying it all the time, like every episode. Right. Just like if you wanted to find Ricky Ricardo saying Lucy got some explaining to do, you shouldn't have to look very hard.
Right.
But yet you can't.
Scotty, beam me up, Scotty, beam me up.
Right. Yeah, there's some real famous ones that are missing.
What? That's not a thing anymore.
Oh,
didn't say beam me up, Scotty.
Never did one.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah. And the other guy here is
where's the shampoo?
And the other one that Dr. McCoy, he always say, "Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a such and such." Yeah, that's missing. That's missing. And the other one that's missing that blew me away was Lost in Space. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Never freaking said ever. Ever.
Yeah, that's weird.
What?
The Twilight Zone one. At the beginning of the Twilight Zone.
What does he say? He says,
"Imagine if you will." Imagine if you will. Yeah. No more.
Yeah, and no T in Sterling. It's now Serling. So a lot of weirdness going on. So that, and while we're at it, I come across, where is it? This thing. Clickety click. I think
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Here, it's that one up there. Look at this. This one. And I was looking up something else, and every once in a while you come across one of these Mandela effects that just really gnaw at you. And for anyone that's old enough to remember the Unplugged series when Nirvana was on, and these were all white candles. I'm telling you,
they were white.
They were white. Now they're black occultish.
Yeah, they only use those black candles when they're doing ritualistic ceremonies and stuff.
Yeah,
and stuff. Just the color change and stuff is weird to me because
isn't it?
It's
it looks like a freaking funeral in there.
I had a talk with someone about the master copy of things. Like whoever, like probably MTV probably owns the rights to this, right? Because this was on MTV.
Right.
MTV
Unplugged. These were great shows. Yeah.
So the master copy is somewhere else, right? Like, and once you change the master, then all the other copies would follow suit. And then if there was any other copies, the AI would grab it and change it. So maybe someone bought rights to the master and changed it. I don't know. Like, that's the only thing.
Yeah, but there's certain things that you can't explain, that aren't digital.
No, I know. I'm not trying to explain it away. I'm just trying to think like what.
And then there's this new person. I mean, not new, but Hazel Fiver's been doing some really good stuff on the Torch, Jen. That's the one that's really big with your mom too, right?
Yeah.
Hazel Fiver's awesome.
Yeah, and I love the
shout out to Hazel Fiver.
Yeah, and a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you're confused. You went to the Crown. You thought you went to the Torch." My mother in 1960, she was 10 years old, and she went to the Crown and the Torch. She went out on that thing. She walked around it, and she came back down.
And the idea of this is she's going on a date and meeting someone at the top of the Torch. And of course, I know it's a TV show, but still, So they of course get up there.
You're not screen sharing. You're not screen sharing.
Oh, I'm not? Oh, okay. Well, this show's just for me. Screw you, Ray. It's just for me.
I'm just letting you know.
Thank you.
People tell me all the time. I'm not trying to annoy you.
No, you're not. Thank you.
I'm
I said
trying to
thank
help you. I'm trying to help
Nobody,
you.
none of the other super friends on the screen
I thought
helped
I was
me.
still waiting for the screen share to come up.
Oh my gosh.
I could tell.
What a clown show this is. Sorry,
I-
peeps. Okay. How's that? Is that looking better? Now I don't know what frickin' tab it was. It was over here. Here
You'll
it
find
is.
it.
You have a lot
Of course.
tabs.
Thank you.
Focus. 1, 2, 3. Focus.
Focus. So yeah, so she's going up on the torch and for a date, and they show him up on the torch and all that, and yeah.
Hazel Fiver, he has another video.
Yeah.
I thought it was a girl for a while too. Hazel, it sounds like a girl's name, but it's not. It's a guy.
Oh, okay.
And
with people up there too, like an old news.
There's
footage,
another
right?
there's another one that he has with people in the torch, and it's real.
This
it's
one.
like if you maybe
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, I showed it on my channel. But go, yeah, he doesn't mind if you share his videos actually, and he finds a lot of good Mandela effect.
I remember this picture of them looking
just
down
give him
like
a
that.
shout out, whatever. He doesn't mind.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what I. No, that's
Shout
what I'm
out to
saying.
Hazel. Thank you. I didn't know it was a man.
1950s.
Yeah,
What's
he's
that,
good.
Jen?
It says 1950s, right?
I'm
I'm
sure.
not sure.
Time
Does
frame?
it say?
But
It says it
yeah,
up
but
top.
I know
Well,
your
here, we'll
mom
start
said she
over.
went there, right?
Oh yeah,
Jen?
50s.
Yeah.
1950 newsreel.
And
Yeah.
and you can see it. Look, you can see there's really people in there.
And look, there's
And
this star
this
going
one looks,
too.
This one looks real.
Oh wow! Look at that.
You see? Like, who are they? They look like tourists.
Right, because
Like,
that's
they don't
the
look
thing.
like they're there to clean it or something. Like
Right, they
maybe-
say that only special people can go there, and that's either like real important people or cleaners or whatever. And these people, like you're saying, Ray, they just look like normal tourists the way that they're acting and dressing.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
and look at the star fort. It's so
That just
bizarre.
bugs me every time I see it.
Yeah, the star fort.
Now, see, this is the other thing I remember. When I got to visit it, I think I was 17 visiting my friend in New York, and we didn't have a lot of money. And I do remember walking along this one area because he laid down on the ground, and here, I'll let it play. For this
Yeah,
picture.
this looks like Castle.
So he
Yeah,
laid
there's
on
two
the
islands
ground,
over in
and
Boston.
and I went and grabbed a sign that said, "Don't step on the grass," and I held it up and I mimicked this pose. Well, the thing is I remember being on Ellis Island. We didn't have to take some ferry and go way the hell out in the middle of the ocean, whatever that is, the harbor there. We didn't have the money to go do all that, and I don't remember the star fort. That's just a lot of weirdness.
Listen,
I saw people going up this. We didn't go. We went to the headdress or whatever, the crown, corona. But there was people going. I mean, I have pictures of people heading up in a thing, but you can't prove where it is. But you'll see in here, there's actually there.
Wow.
So who are these people?
Yeah, what's going on?
And then who's taking this shot?
Exactly. That guy.
That guy. And who's shooting him? From where they shooting from?
Right. So yeah,
But-
good stuff there, Hazel Fiver.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
Wow.
good stuff. But yeah, can I just say a quick story? My
Yes.
great grandparents are Sicilian. They're from Sicily. My mom's grandparents, and they came over on the boat, and they told me they came over to the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island, and then they came to the North End. And I was a little boy, and I remember the story. Like, that's what they told me. They came to the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island, and then they went to the North End of Boston from there. And that's what all the Sicilians did. I don't know. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at Ellis Island today, you can see where the Statue of Liberty stood. You could there's a big circle there. It's a big, open, empty circle, and that's where it was.
so what happened?
I don't know.
Did
but
they-
pull-
did
if
they-
you
did
pull
they
up
move- did
pictures
they
of Ellis
move it
Island, you'll
overnight?
see it.
Did they move it on us overnight to mess with us? Like,
I think it was David Copperfield. I remember him doing
I
that.
mean,
in
they
the-
say.
They
I mean,
did that.
they're trying to tell us France brought it here, right? So like, it can be moved, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't believe that either. I don't even
Maybe
believe.
the islands.
Did
Yeah, I don't
do they
know.
have any footage of France actually bringing it here?
I have this freaking Statue of Liberty's island hopping over here.
Right? It's like the Moai. It's on the move.
It's on the move. Jumped
I think it
island.
was just there. I don't know. Maybe. It was
Maybe.
just
That's
there.
very true.
Who knows?
And some people think it represents Columbia, the goddess
Lucifer.
Columbia.
Right, Lucifer. Well, I
But
did a thing
other
on
people
a.
think it represents something else. But
Well, I
Columbia
did a thing on my
pictures-
stream that I watched someone's video where they did a breakdown where if you look at the foot of the Statue of Liberty, it's got a broken chain around its foot, and they feel it represents when Satan got loosed from his from the prison that he was chained to after the 1,000-year reign of Christ, and that would put us in
Pizza.
the little season of
You know,
Satan.
there's a lot of statues around here that are old that in Boston that look like the Statue of Liberty,
Yeah.
like the same type of people, and a lot of them have chains on the feet. Now that you mention it, and it almost looks like a bear, like a bear trap on the foot, like
Yeah.
you know. And I'm like, and I
Well,
always
think about
what
this:
that means.
if Satan got released for the short season, and wouldn't you think he'd want to build some giant representation of his time on Earth? I would think so.
I think the people that built the structures looked like that, and some of them were giants, like the Statue.
Oh
of
yeah,
Liberty.
we've discussed that
And
too.
I
The
think-
people on
and I
Mount
think that
Rushmore.
That's what they're, because I don't. Those people that in the statues, they don't look like anybody from any country I've ever
No,
recognized, any culture I've ever recognized, anything. They don't even look like the Greek goddess that they try to say that they look like. So, I'm starting to think that the people that built the structures looked like that, and that's them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe.
Let me type
Why
this
not?
in and see if this works. Yeah, here we go.
Lucifer is very
Yeah.
prideful, and he would have a statue built in his honor for his
Correct.
loosening of a short season.
And I remember way back when I actually got to visit DC.
Apollyon, Zeus, Lucifer, it's all the same entity. And as you boiled it all down, it's Satan, Lucifer. They just slap all these names on it over the ages. His name transcends through time.
Okay. My whole thing just shut down and rebooted. That's funny. Did I leave? Am I here?
And you're here. You're
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
you never left.
That's funny. Oh, here
It
I
happened
did.
to me too. It happened to me
Yeah.
a little while ago. I know
So
what
check
you're
this
talking
out. When I saw this statue, I mean, come on. I think this guy.
Whoa.
I think this guy is actually Zeus, maybe, or some. I mean, first of all, he's got
he looks
demon
evil.
eyes.
Look at the
Yeah.
at the
Looks like
fa-
George
look at the-
Washington.
Well, this is supposed to be George Washington.
But
this is George Washington. See, look here, I'll show you. Look,
all
wait,
You know why
wait.
they-
See,
You know why they're
George
a lot of them might be
Washington.
pointing up though. A lot of the statues point up because they're telling us to look up. They're telling us to look at the stars. The stars.
correct.
the
But at the
secret-
same time,
the-
this is an as above, so below, Ray. You've got the as above,
Yeah.
then you got
Yeah.
the so below with the Here, get this out of here. With the hand down here with the sword, and then it
Uh-huh.
gets even weirder because when you get into his feet, we cover this. Remember, Jen, with you and Steve. So
Okay, so look, yeah, go back up
wait,
to the
watch.
sword.
Wait, get to this foot.
Ugh.
What in the heck? So if his leg here, let me zoom out. Here's his knee. So that's got to be like where his ankle would be. But what's going on here? Like, this doesn't make any
Really
sense.
long foot.
It looks like a strap, like a strap for the sandal.
But do you see this right here is his heel?
Right.
So that is a weird bend for a leg. What's going on here? How's it bending? And then I don't know. It's just really weird.
The
Yeah.
artist probably messed up on the foot and just hoped nobody would notice.
Right? Or he really looked like this. I mean, how about this?
Yeah.
Did the artist decide he has demon eyes? I mean, look at those eyes.
Yeah.
The artist was like, I'm gonna really make him look like a demon this time.
Lucifer wants everyone to fight against God. He even deceiveth the whole world in order to get us to fight against God. We think it's going to be some alien invasion, some fake alien invasion. But look at this sword here. The sword is
Yeah,
facing
what is he
with the
doing?
handle out. And
So
it's
he's
like
Well,
come
let him
fight
gently.
me
Go.
against, that up there. That's what it looks like he's saying there. Like come grab this sword and fight with me against that up there.
I see what
Yeah.
you're saying. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Hand back out a little and see the sword and his hand going up. See,
Uh-huh.
he's like telling you here.
It's like an invite.
Yes. Come help me fight against that.
And then for anybody who's
Come fight
questioning,
against. He's like, come fight against God with me.
right?
Yes.
I need
Well, and
a
he's-
2 second.
He's an innie, not an outie, just so you know.
Tower of Babel was all about that, right?
Exactly.
Shooting arrows into heaven.
Okay. So let's see. We'll get off of that creature. And let's see. We'll get rid of that. I gotta get all these tabs closed. There. Okay, not that one. That's us. All right. So basically, here's what I wanted to get into for people that are waiting for the show to actually start. I wanted to talk about. I do hear a little echo. Is that coming from me? Where is that? Let's see. Testing. I still hear it.
1, 2.
Let's see. Maybe I've got something open. A tab. No.
I'll be right back.
Let's see. I'm gonna try different people. Put her out. Hello? No, it's not there. Is it shampoo? No, it's not you. Ray? Is it Ray? Yeah, it was Ray. Okay.
No, yeah.
He's got a tab or something open, or a Coke or something. At least nobody's old. Thank you for understanding that was actually a joke. Tab. Remember those tab? What the heck was in that? I should do a stream on that and look what was in that.
Yeah.
So, okay, where are we at here? It's Friday already. It's been Friday all night. Yeah. I know. Doesn't the week go by fast? I think so.
I'm still stuck on that picture. So wait, that was supposed to be a picture of George Washington, you said?
Yeah, that's a statue of George Washington.
So when in history did he point up at the sky and hand someone a sword? I never heard of him doing that.
I don't know.
And how do we even know if that, like they say it's a statue of George Washington, but there's a lot of people that look like that. What if, or what if it had a different head on it before, and they just came and put George Washington?
Well, I think that these were the little G's. These were the big gods of the world at the time, and they made them make statues and stuff. I mean, we could go a whole thing on Mount Rushmore and all that, but let's cover these buildings. What I want to talk about with you all is how these buildings. How ridiculously amazing they look for the day and time that they're told. And also we'll cover how they put them together. I just want to run through a real, as fast as I can, presentation of this, and then see what y'all think. So here we go. Let's see. We'll start here. Clickety click. We'll go up here. Share audio. Share system. There. Okay. So I was looking through carpentry because you got to go back to. We're talking about buildings and how they were made. And starting from the 1400s through the late 1800s. That's when they usually tell us. And so I went through the American history of carpentry. You can do all this on your own. I looked through medieval architecture, which again is just some crazy stuff. And they tell you about all these different. I like how they call this one embellishment, but And my point on this presentation isn't just going to be, wow, look at this. How could they make these? And what happened to them and what destruction is. I want to go over what the narrative is that they say. Look at that on how they built them and stuff. And so as you go down this, I came across the York Castle. Have you guys covered this one? And
I don't think so. Did we cover this, Shepu?
No, but I've seen it many times.
Yeah, this Clifford's Tower, and it's amazing. I mean, you guys
it
can
looks
cover
like some volcano architecture,
right? and so you guys, I'm sure, can cover this sometime. But my thing is when I came across, I mean, look, it was a whole castle supposedly, and then.
Yeah, again, the same hill. That hill, it's hiding something. Even in the old depiction, they have the same hill that's not supposed to be there.
It looks like to me like it was something that melted underneath, and then like whatever was sticking up on the top, they turned into a building, and that's probably like the roof.
Well, supposedly it looked like it. Where'd it go? It looked like this.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, and it probably goes even lower than that if they really wanted to get digging with their shovels and their horse and buggy and their pickaxes, but they just gave up.
Where'd it go? This one. So you got that versus where's the way it looks now. All right. So, but then the weird thing is when I.
What happened?
No, now we.
Yeah. Well, let's give a shout out. Slightly Stacy, Gabrielle,
Melanie,
Wicked Good Witch, Melanie,
Gabby,
Butt Big Bear. Realize, Morgan. We have 130 people here almost.
Oh, baby.
Undoctrinated. Gabrielle. Lucky Haskins. Johnny Cool.
He's back.
He's back.
What? What happened?
Just go about your day.
Did I vanish?
You vanished.
Yeah, we took care of it.
You got
Thank
stuck.
you. All right.
We
Was I
covered
looking
this space.
handsome as I was stuck?
Super friends to the rescue.
Yes.
All
right.
You
all
got
right.
a lot
Where is
of
it?
you got a lot
I
of
gotta
pros on your team. You have a pro team to all stop.
Okay. All right. So let's get back over here. So so I looked up the history of this. Why was it so important? And of course, everything gets burnt, right? Burnt down in 1190, rebuilt, blah blah blah. But I came across this article where it talks about, and they even show you like supposedly what it was looking like inside, and they've got cannons inside and just whatever. And we're an explosion.
It's up on this hill. Looks just like that Naples picture we got.
What's
It reminds me of a. It almost reminds me of a mound, like one of the
It
serpent
looks like
mound.
a little mini volcano. Like if that thing wasn't up there, they could say this is a little cinder cone or something. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the building. You're right, Ray. It's something there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
so-
it was
so-
melted. It was melted. You can.
So
tell.
so here's the crazy story that happens. So it says, and whatever the Norman conquest was, so Norman took over something in 1066, of course. A number of Jews came to England from somewhere in France. Da 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 da. And so the kings needed to borrow money to build castles to secure the kingdom, but money lending was forbidden to Christians.
Money lending was forbidden.
Oh, look, he's
Oh, again.
Oh,
He was
first
about to
Mary,
say the J
slightly
word.
Stacy, Chris,
What happened?
Wicked Witch. Don't say the J word. Joy 4118.
There he is.
There
He's back.
he is.
He's back.
Okay. So
Don't say the J word.
got it. So something happened.
Johnny Cool.
But here's the weird thing. So they do a whole story where there was a bunch of certain people trapped in a tower,
Uh-huh.
and they get surrounded, they get completely outnumbered, and so rather than being captured or killed, they supposedly killed themselves and then killed their family and then took their own lives.
All right, wait a minute.
Okay?
I'm confused.
Well,
Where is this castle at again?
What's
going on here?
This is in England.
Oh, in England. I didn't even know there was J's in England at that time.
That's what I'm
What?
trying to think.
I'm shocked.
He goes from one thing to the other. He's like, flash over to England, 1670. He's like, here we go. He's like, where are we now? What are we doing?
Okay, so here's the thing. So the story goes, it's horrific, and that they, instead of being captured, they killed themselves and everyone in their
Like
family.
a Waco
And
event
then,
here.
but it's different. They said that they took their own lives, right?
They just wanted to destroy the building.
So,
it looks
but
like.
here's the problem with this type of history that we get. So number one, these aren't the suggestions. That's definitely breaking multiples of these. So they obviously didn't really have God, whoever they were, if they supposedly did this. And the thing that was in my head that was weird is I'd heard this story before, and sure enough, if you go to Masada, which is in Israel, and King Herod and all this stuff happened way before that one happened, and it's the exact same story where the Romans surround them, and they're all up on this mountain in this fortress, and before the Romans get there, they do the same thing.
What a
So it's like
bunch of baloney.
it's the same story.
Yeah,
It-
that's like some copy and paste stuff right there.
Right. Our enemy's getting lazy. They just repeat the same story. So when you get into so let's go to those. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just said they can't create any, so they just have to recycle the old ones. So.
Right. I mean, it's just like Hollywood, right? We get the same movies, just recycled, and
I'm so sick of it.
right. They'll either reboot the same movie or they'll just make a sequel until everyone throws up. Where's my cat? Where is he? Cat. I definitely have to turn that one down. That's way too loud for me. Is that too loud for you all?
Yes.
Very good. Okay. All right. We won't play the cat one again tonight unless everyone upsets
I
me.
don't think they're getting lazy. I think that it was meant to be this way because at the end times, it's all going to be revealed, and we get to see how. I mean, a lot of this history, his story, we weren't taught in schools. We're finding it out as grown adults, and we see how ridiculous these narratives are.
Yeah.
And I think it's just meant to be unraveled at this point.
Yeah.
I
And
think I think with the remake of movies, sheilingfanman, I think it's like people are not living as long, and they know it. And like people are dying at like 40, 50 years old now. So they're like, these movies need to be programmed into the people. So we need to remake them for the new generation right away, because people aren't living long enough to watch them.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
That's
could
true.
be.
That's very true.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd play it, but I can't find him. I was over here somewhere. But yes, that is very true.
Be skeptical of the remakes. When they remake a movie, there's a reason.
That's right. So I looked through, and how are they making houses? This, these are what their houses are made of. You can cover this. I'm not going to go ad nauseum. I just want to show that you can find all these things: the base materials, the straw, how they weaved them, blah blah blah. Okay, so you got. Let's kill some of these. I got that. I thought this was interesting because they talked about the religion in the Middle Ages. Now, if you read the Bible, it talks about what they called the priests back in the day. They were the ones not just telling you about spirituality, not religion, spirituality, and how to make your relationship with God, but they were also the ones, they were the healers. They would go around and they would treat people. They would check houses for plague, and they would give you the different ways to heal yourself and stuff. And so they were the doctors of the day, as you would say. Now, when you read this, is interesting because it says here, let's see. Catholic Church is the only church. Leaders such as bishops and archbishops sat on the king's council and played leading roles in government. Bishops were often wealthy and came from noble families and ruled over groups of parishes called dioceses. Parish priests, on the other hand, came from humbler backgrounds and often had little education. And the village priest tended to the sick and indigent, and if was able, taught Latin and the Bible to the youth of the village. So still in that day, the priests were still doing their original job as in the Bible. And eventually religion got rid of that. And here we are in the quagmire we're in. I thought that was interesting because this connects with scripture right there. That's what they used to be. And so you can look into castles and how they're built. And like this one, it's King Edward, nearly bankrupt by spending 100,000 pounds on castles in Wales. And he needed 3,000 workers. Carpenters, masons, quarrymen, blacksmiths, okay? And it took 10 years to build his castle, all right? And yet, again, these are the houses that people were living in back then, made of this material. And here's colonial houses in the 1600s. Yeah, you got a few coming in with some stonework there. And 1400s, this is what I found. So then I thought, well, okay, what about the mansions? So I typed in the mansions and I got some of these buildings that we're talking about. But then when you look at them, once again, so explain to me why. Well, I'm not going to be able to get there. Explain to me why not only are they building these gigantic archways for no one, other than they had lots of material and time, but these windows and stuff, it starts going into the ground on a lot of these. You guys all know this. And so, no, I don't believe. I think they built those other little houses and they found these things. Because, again, you go into the homes they're building and they're building this stuff.
Yeah.
So, log cabins, that's all you're finding. And then I even found out that you can do it with balloon framing. And that's a way of cheapening out than normal building. Okay, so you could do it faster and all that. But, again, still not what we're discussing, these kind of buildings that we talk about. Because, like, you go to the Red Square, and that's where you'll find things like the Kremlin. And, you're going to explain to me that this was built with remedial tools and horses back in the day. And I know I can't prove my side, neither can you, but this is what we're discussing. Here's the Kremlin building, if you guys haven't seen it. I mean, it's just, it looks like we're at a Disneyland or something. And these buildings go deep into the ground, too. They're just tops on some of them.
Hey, you know what I was thinking? That the Kremlin there and St. Basil's you just had up, how colorful they are. And then we see the Rainbow Mountains with all these crazy colors in them. Like, could they be melted down buildings that had colors like this all over them? Because St. Basil looks like a wonderland for kids or something.
Right.
I was just thinking the same thing, Jen. Like, were all the buildings colorful like this and they all melted?
Yeah, put that back up. So look at this thing. This looks like something out of Candyland. Was everything like this? And what are these Rainbow Mountains? Because, it's just...
Rainbow Mountains, exactly. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I showed like this on one of my shows.
Let's see. Oh, I can't seem to get it. But, so anyways, look at this. The gold tops and stuff.
Oh, yeah, everything was gold back in the day. Golden Age.
You know, and why are we building these gigantic archways just for fun? You know what I mean? It's just none of this makes sense. But let's keep going.
No, they
No,
want
look
us
at the
to
fake
believe.
steps going up to that door. That door probably goes down a lot further. It's a huge door, but they put steps going up to it.
Right. What were we saying, Shepu?
I'm sorry.
No, I just want to say that they want us to believe that all these the people gave their hard-earned money just to build their castle, and they live in those shitty houses with nothing. It's
And every worker for like 6, towns was working on this one building.
Yeah.
And you can see how big they are because here's a horse, and you can see the bottom of the building of of this monster. I mean, look at that.
Well, they had giant workhorses.
Right. Okay, we're gonna cover that. That's the crux of this. Okay. So here's what we'll do. Let me go into here. Clickety click. Where are you guys? You guys are over here. Okay. Here's what I need to do. I am going to first of all take this banner off. Click there. I'm gonna put on what Sarah, and then I'm gonna talk to you about why I believe we can say that I don't think that was a true statement about the workhorses. So that's what we'll do. You guys okay with that? So we'll put on Sarah, and we'll go from there. So
moment to
where are we at? And let's see. All right, here we go.
The ceiling fans? They're very attractive.
So this episode of What's Sarah Up To is dedicated to Voynich. Mr. What's in the Box Voynich.
Show you with the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box?
There's a bed. The other one broke. I'm having to put it together. The instructions, I don't even think are English. The pictures, I don't think match up. It'll be fun, right? And she decided to help. This is what I get. Yeah, whatever. All right, so there are no words, but that's all right. I do better with pictures anyways. Got my man tools, including gotta have power, right? Got that. Hardware inside, it's promised. Why would they lie? Everything's alphabetized, should be easy for me to figure out. Got level head on in the background. Let's get going.
Loud noises!
So I got the box down here. She's still up there sleeping. But for now, it'll be a little magical playground for her to play in until I get it out of here.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So now I'm out of coffee. My tools don't fit. Only this stupid little wrench does. Absolutely no help here whatsoever. So we'll figure this out.
Later that night.
Okay, you're awake. Here, you do this. I'm tired. My hand's hurting. No, it's here. You gotta use this. Here, use this. Fine. I'll do it. You just relax. Don't hurt yourself.
Meanwhile, you can read the card.
So for this stage, I had to flip the mattress up. But don't worry, my helper's still helping. She's just right back here. There she is. Thanks for helping. Keep working. Keep working hard. Yeah. Alright, so it's ready to have the mattress. I'm gonna have to wake up my coworker. Sorry, honey. It's time to get up. More work to be done. I can't find her. She's in here. Everything here looks like her. I'll find her. Alright, so there you go. I interrupted Sarah's nap. She wasn't too happy about that. She took off. But other than that, it looks great. Job well done. Yay, team. Team effort.
It's time for Ceiling Fan Man
and Sarah.
and Sarah.
And kisses and tacos.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? So Sarah got a new box. We call it the high rise. That's the little one. That's the high rise. Oh. This is Sarah's new high rise in a spring. Let's see if it works.
Satellite tracking continues.
Oh, I love Sarah.
I don't even know where she learned Japanese either. Or was that Chinese? I think it's Chinese. I don't even know what she's saying. I don't know. I've lost control of everyone and everything. But that's okay, because I'm here. Why?
I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go.
How is she doing since her operation?
Oh, she's doing great. She's doing great. We kept her inside on light duty for a while, but now she's just back to her old self.
Our cats got fixed the same day.
Yeah. Well, the next day. You did it the day before.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were having a part. No, this just happened. It was weird how it happened that way. But yeah. So, yeah, and I didn't even know.
I used to play the board game Operation, but I can tell you what, like, be a surgeon. Will let me do surgery.
And after that game, the heart is on the left.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but there's a thing about that. Well, we'll talk about it some other time. Let's see, where are we at? Transition. Wait, you can't even say that word anymore around Jen. Okay, let's.
Yeah, wrong. Yeah.
I hear trans, and I'm like.
Yeah. What?
Is it trans?
Jen, to you.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? Just remember, everybody.
There are no experts.
I know nothing. Nothing.
All right.
I should do a show called Mr. T's Bricks.
Mr. T. And put on there, I pity the fool, because like I said, he never said
like,
that. So.
This is a brick all day long.
Yeah, all day long. And that was the other thing for those of you that are keeping score on the A team. There's another guy who I remember was Mad Dog Murdoch, who he was like the demolition guy or whatever. No, now it's Howling Mad, like Dog Man. It's Howling Mad Murdoch.
Yeah, that's weird.
Doesn't even. I don't know. Anyways, where are we at? Let's see. We went back. Oh, I know we can do. So part of this discussion, it kind of connects. So we'll hit this one.
This week in scary space news.
Okay, so my presentation does connect to scary space news in a way. And it's because, let's see, I think we're right here. There. Am I showing that?
Yes.
Okay, so this thing came out recently that NASA did another thing where they launched it, and they did a little video where they showed you that these are their balloon department at NASA. We don't need their stupid music.
Oh, they have a balloon department.
Yeah, I covered it. One of the very first.
No, I know they do.
Yeah. One of the very first things I ever covered on on satellites and stuff in space was that NASA is the largest consumer of helium. And so they went over this, he shows in their balloons. And, but what I wanted to show was they show you this balloon that, they're covering this launch, and we see it going up as normal, there it is. And they tell you how they release it by opening up the balloon, and that's how it drops. When it's done, it drops its payload or whatever. But my whole this was good. Yeah,
I wish they would just put every single one of them on a big balloon and just send them all up.
Yeah, but they'd hit the firmament and come back down. You wouldn't get rid of them.
Just go.
Where is it?
See you later.
Yeah. So, and they're monstrous. I mean, that is a truck, right, Jen? Yeah. That's a truck.
I'm pretty sure.
I was trying to say something a little bit.
Transporter.
It's a transporter. Oh my God. Good night, everyone. Yeah. Yes. And well, you know about that because you have people in your family that have trucks, so you would know what a truck is. That's
My
important.
husband used to work for a company called Transforce.
Of course he did. Of course he did. With your cat Lola. She has a cat named Lola.
Like,
everyone.
Nobody move. It's the Transforce.
Yeah, how many times you go see the movie Transformers? He's screaming at the screen. Megan Fox! Everyone's like, shush, Jen, I want to watch the movie.
He admits it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get out of this nightmare. Okay, so yeah, so they're showing you how they're fighting this new thing that they're pushing with these more balloons in space. And that goes to the idea that, once again, like I said, let's make this bigger. That's what she said here. The biggest consumer of helium is NASA, and it usually using annually almost 75 million cubic feet, followed by who? The Department of Defense.
Dude, we gotta stop sniffing glue, and we need to start huffing helium, guys.
Right?
Because these guys at NASA are getting high off of helium. All right, they ain't just blowing up balloons.
No,
Look at all the shit
wait.
they're using.
Okay, now first of all, we're not advocating that at all. Don't do as the lat lady just said. Here, I'll put this up if Jen's gonna keep talking. All right, where were we? No sniffing of helium. You guys are already doing glue. You're already scary in the showers. Don't do helium. It won't be a good ending. Okay, what's next? Oh yeah. So they've been doing the same bang this drum that rev out of helium. I remember this about easily 10 years ago. And here we are again. There's the helium. It's not even 2.0 now. It's helium shortage 4.0. On October 11th, this one came out. And so, yeah, so it goes on and on about how they've already had a problem with distribution of helium, for goodness sake. Anyways, is helium running out? This one was 6 months ago. Yes, the Earth now is running out of helium. Why? And here's the thing I didn't know. Did you all know that they say that the only non-renewable source on Earth is helium? Did you know that?
There's no such thing.
The only one. They say the rest of them, I guess, can be. But don't they tell us oil comes from dinosaurs and fossilized plant? And I guess it would be renewable for like the next million years, right?
They can't make more gold.
According to totalhelium.com, it's the oh, I take that back. I guess I read it wrong. Let's start over. I'll edit this out. No one will hear it. It is a non-renewable. So maybe there's others. Okay. But still, I didn't know it was a non-renewable. I had no idea. Because they even admit helium is the second most abundant element in the universe. Hydrogen is first. So it goes hydrogen, then helium.
And NASA's hogging it all up.
So then how are we running out? We're at helium 4.0, right?
We're blowing hot air up our asses is what they're doing with helium.
I see what you did there.
So
yes.
So sick of NASA.
So there are others, obviously, that are non-renewable, right? Because that's the scarcity of them all. I get it. But
right?
This is nuts. Like
not at all.
Yeah.
That's.
And so look at this. Oh, okay. I do remember. See, wait, I vindicated myself. I'll re-edit that other part back in, because here, why is it so expensive if it's the second most abundant? Well, you asked. Here, I'll make this larger so everyone can see. She said, the answer is that Earth is running out of helium. In fact, helium is the only element on the periodic table that's considered non-renewable resource on Earth. Boom, baby. So there, I was right. They do think it's the only one on the periodic table that we can't make any
So
more.
what happens when there's no more helium? What's
tell
NASA
me.
going to do then? They're just going to stop ballooning? Like,
I maybe by then we're already encapsulated,
are
like
they
in the
gonna
Matrix. You know what I
encapsulate the
mean?
parts of babies and then use that to blow up their balloons?
I think we're already plugged into the metaverse and we're just batteries at that point. They don't care.
Quick, run and hide. There's a helium shortage.
Isn't that wild too? Because like our generation, in the 90s, we had the Matrix, where they kept teaching us you're in a Matrix, unplug. And now the new generation, like our children, is, hey, we have the metaverse, basically the Matrix, plug in. And they're like, yeah, jam that in me. Let's go, man. I can. It's like, it's so inverted, isn't it? Wild. Yeah. And then they even show you that Trinity and who Keanu, Neo, right? Yeah. Those two guys, they end up going back into the Matrix, even though they know better, right, Jen?
I don't know. I didn't see that one.
Anyways, that one went right past the meltologist too. So let's move on.
I only saw like the first Matrix. That was it.
So here's where Scary Space News collided with my research on the workhorses.
Boom, baby.
Right? Everyone's like, oh, finally. They're like, the show is almost over, and he's finally getting to his point. That's called a teaser, baby. Okay. Here, wait, let me go in the chat before I continue. Let me just see how we're. No, I'm kidding. Oh, God. All right. Hold on. Get back off. So here we go. Okay. Here we go. Satellites in space. So the whole reason that my channel, for those of you that haven't played along from the beginning, I'm called Ceiling Fan Man, was when I was told, look at satellites in space. And when you image search it, no matter where you look, it's just cartoons. There's actually not a single photograph of a satellite in space. They're just cartoons. I mean, maybe they're making new CGI stuff now. They're just better cartoons. You know, come on. Space debris is supposed to be circling the planet. Some of these actually used in my original opening that was the Lemonhead, ceiling fan in my spoon. And so these are just all cartoons. You know, this, I don't know what that one is, but all these satellites in space, you'll just, anyways, you get the point. Mm-hmm. And so anytime I find a subject that is really difficult or almost impossible or is impossible to find, and the only answer I get is a cartoon or a diagram or a drawing, not a photo. There's no photos of a satellite like this is in space. There are no photos of viruses. They're cartoons. And even if you use the electron microscope, and people don't think I do research, you can figure out how they make those. And I talked about that, and going all the way down to its computer, and somewhere along the line, a program decides those numbers and letters look like these creatures or whatever, okay? So they're cartoons. So once again, no photo of a satellite, no photo of a virus. The sun, when you look at it, I don't care about this.
You're in control.
Right? They know I'm talking too much truth. See? It's on the screen. True. And so you can do this yourself. That's the NASA version of a sun. That's a cartoon. That's an image. They tell you it's an image. It's been modified.
The stars.
We've discussed this on Jen's show with Steve. You can't find, I'm just going to roll through these. I'm going to hit you with them. You can't find live action other than a reenactment of a battle in the Civil War. Drawings, cartoons, more. Same thing. You can't find a photo of them building the ISS. You can find drawings of it. You can find animation of it. You can't actually find them building it in space.
No ISS construction photos.
You can't find any photos from the famous court with Epstein. In fact, you can't even find the client list of the people that he would have turned over before he committed his own suicide somehow.
It is. It's just like a comic cartoon because that's all it is. It's
Right.
a big fucking show.
What was that movie where they were cartoons? Something Darkly? Scanner Darkly with Kananu again, right?
Kananu.
And there he go this. Giselle Maxwell. Once again. Cartoons from the court. And what happens? Where's the client list? Never will see it. I don't remember seeing a photo, and I'm gonna touch on these. You don't even have to comment. I'm looking for plane parts. It's really difficult to find there. That same thing with this one. It's really hard to see what I would be looking for. There's a few, but not anything close to what I would think you'd see, in these wide shots. Other thing I can't find on the internet, I can't find a single photo of a horse building a house. I can find lots of photos of horses pulling houses. They're very strong. That's why, for those of you who don't know, it's called horsepower. I covered that. And that's how you get the term. They're very strong. They can pull big buildings. See? Here they are. Pulling the building. Moving a house. There they are. They're not building them. They're just moving them. All right, well, let's keep going. Modern day working horses and the jobs they hold. Well, there you go. Let's see them using them for cranes and stuff. Now, travel, distribution of goods, transportation, pulling barges. They used to use them on the railroads, but still can't find anything. They rode them in the military and, all these action shots again, that drawings. In any case, so they go over the things, don't see anything close to building a house. All right, keep going. So I did find pit ponies. Now, pit pony was a mining horse. They were small. They were a pony, a mule, and they worked in the mine shafts. And these, again, a drawing showed me how they got them down there. On some kind of, it looks like a meat hook. I don't know. It just sounds dangerous for this horse. And they strap him in some kind of Sodom and Gomorrah container.
Mr.
And
Ed.
Then they got him pulling these carts. So
remember Mr. Ed?
That's horrible.
You remember Mr. Ed?
Yeah, he's a horse, of course.
And he talks.
Yeah.
Wilbur! All right,
I want to come over and party with you tonight, Ray.
I just want to lighten up the mood a little bit.
Lighten it? No, we're in a dark cave. We're in a mine.
They're torturing horses here.
I see what you're saying.
My friend used to, my friend's girlfriend used to rescue horses, and she had a place where they were all like abused horses that were rescued.
Oh, that's nice.
I used to talk to them like they were dogs. I was like, "Hey, buddy, come here," and the horses look at me like, "What the fuck is this dude doing?" I never seen a horse before. You know what I mean? I'm from the city. You feed them like little sugar cubes and like peppermints and stuff. They like candy.
I keep forgetting too. Like I've been living in kind of countryish lifestyle for several years now, but I was really never a big city like you. And so I watched you. He took his family to like some kind of natural history museum with animals and stuff in it and bugs. Yeah. And you saw this one. They had something on display. It was some kind of marsupial. It was some kind of marsupial, and he's like, "Man, those are like the rats that I see running around in the streets of Boston. Yeah. They have it on display.
They are. Those are them."
And then they had some giant roach that like they had out, and you're like, "All right, I'm out."
I was like, what if one of those? How do they know those things aren't escaping into the building somehow? Like, and then they have a poison lizard frog or something that like is just right there in a little. Anyone can just open the thing and they can jump out and just kill someone.
Oh, wonderful.
And I just picture if I was the guy and I knew Ray was, I would have been like, "Oh no, everything's fine. There's supposed to be 5 of them," and he'd be like, "Well, there's only 4," and I, "Oh shoot! All right, everyone, hold still." Just
poison arrow frog, toad, or something like that.
All right, so again, I can see cartoons where they lowered them up and down on ropes, and I don't know what that is. Okay, that's the end of that. All right, so then moving on, I finally found a horse in the second story. because that's my thing. If you think about like the size of the, let's go back. Did I leave the Kremlin? It was in here. Well, you guys remember how? Well, let's say even like this one, the Clifford's Tower and stuff. So these buildings, look at that one in the background even.
Yeah.
So now you're either going to have to get somehow a horse to keep going up these levels, no matter what your building looks like. Like here, we'll do the Kremlin again. Kremlin. Okay. To get onto some of these, where is it? Here it is. You're going to have to get either your horse up on each one of these levels to get up to the top level, or you're going to have to build a massive crane. And the horse has got to have a lot of area to walk, because he's got to be able to pull forward, because he's walking forward, and he's lifting whatever it is that you're doing with this crane.
Right.
And so even in this drawing, I don't know what they're doing here. I'm not finding those gigantic cranes. So let's go back to how this horse got into the window. Let's see. He's over here. This one. Okay. Well, it's actually a book called My Name is Luca. So,
wow.
Okay. So I still don't know how he got in there. I think it could just be a painting, or who knows how they did it, photoshopped a horse. It's so easy to do. So he's actually not up there. All right. So can horses actually climb stairs? Well, horses are incredibly agile animals. Oops, it's like this bigger. That's what she said. Horses are incredibly agile animals. Ability to traverse all types of terrain. Horses are capable of climbing stairs as long as they have shallow and wide steps that aren't slippery or steep. And then many horses do fine climbing stairs, but have difficulty coming down. As a horse descends the stairs, they're unable to see their feet, and that can result to them stumbling and injury. So, you really don't want your horse climbing stairs. So I don't think they were building them and having them climb some kind of stairs as they made the buildings bigger. Now, I found a lot of places you can see where they're hoisting horses, just like they supposedly did in those mine shafts when you see these pictures, right? And again, not the most, here I'll see cranes, but the cranes are always just lifting the horse on and off a ship, basically. So I don't think they use that to get them in the buildings. I don't think you could swing it in properly at the thing you're building. Who knows? I just don't think that's very acceptable. So then when I started looking at the largest horse that pulls, cranes and stuff, and once again, when they're building things, I'm seeing a lot of manpower with these giant things. I'm not seeing horses there. Horses are always pulling a big load of stuff. And where'd it go? See, you'll see them in this kind of motion. Yeah. And so now they're going around in this circle and they're doing something. But look at the size of the structure. Because remember, if you're trying to get a block, the highest it could go is where it's going to end up, is right here.
Yeah.
So in order to get to the top of the Kremlin, how high does this machine have to be? Unless you're finding a way of getting your horses to the top levels of some of these monstrous buildings. How did you get it up here? What kind of crane? Did you have a giant crane here or here? How'd you do it? What I'm saying is, by the end of this discussion, I'm not going to try to prove it. I want whoever thinks that it's possible, I want them to prove it. Show me the pictures. Show me a photo. I couldn't find it. I could be a very poor researcher, maybe. I have no problem saying I'm sorry I was wrong. I couldn't find a single horse. Look at this. Here's one that. Hold on, Ray. Let me just run through them and you'll see, and then a discussion ensue for sure. Here you go. These are one of these Lincoln Memorial type buildings they say they built, and here's their giant crane. Again, look how monstrous it is.
And
no horse involved.
It's a drawing. Keep in mind that's a drawing.
Exactly.
It's not real.
Right.
Okay.
I did find these horses. You can find them at many construction sites. So that verified. There are some pictures of horses. I did find horses at construction sites. But what I didn't find was a horse, of course, building things like this. Because once again, this is the courthouse near here in Spokane. Actually, this is a Madison Library. But you can see how, number one, the building goes down farther.
Oh, yeah.
You can see these windows and doors go below this dirt level. So is this construction, because they got wood here, or is this digging out? And if it is construction, as they have the wood and stuff here, where are the horses? In fact, where's the horse shit? Well, I know where it is.
Abandoned building to me. It doesn't look like something that's being built. And where are these gigantic workhorses? How come we don't see pictures of them? Like, I mean, people say, well, they had gigantic workhorses, bigger than the average horse, but I don't really see.
Well, we have them today. They pull Budweiser carts and stuff. They are giant horses. But what I'm saying is, show me the picture. Anybody, email it to me, ceilingfanman2020@gmail.com. Show me horses building these old, whatever you want to call these crazy looking buildings. Show me them building it, because you guys keep saying that's what happened, but we weren't there. You weren't there. Show me a photo. Maybe, all I see are drawings, and then you get to things like this.
Maybe there was half horse, half people who did
it. Right? Okay. So
They're
that was
trans species.
Let me drop out.
People with horse heads.
So that's my basically wrap it up in a nutshell, because I'm a nut. What do you guys think? There's not a photo, and isn't that the thing?
Can I show you guys a photo? Can I please? Please.
Well, you got to tell me. We got to talk about this first, then we'll go to the pumpkin.
No, I have a photo with horses. I have a photo. Whatever.
Oh, you have one? Okay. All right. We'll get to you. Let me start with. I was raised correct. I'm going to start with Jen. What do you think, Jen? Okay. Not a photo. I couldn't find one.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all.
But isn't that their big thing? It's like, oh, well, horses are powerful. Okay. Show me a photo of them building a, whatever you want to call them, Tartarium, whatever you call them, those crazy buildings like the Kremlin. Show me a photo of nothing. What do you think?
The photos that we do see of the Kremlin in Russia, I think Shepu had showed them on the show a few times, where it looks like they're just digging out.
Correct.
That's what it looks like. They're using horses to remove stuff, but not to build stuff, you know?
Yeah. Your thoughts, Shepu?
You should have looked for donkeys, because I think horses didn't get into the Americas until like the.
Well, why? Regardless, I couldn't find any animal helping build those houses.
I know they weren't here. So
no. And with horses, like the stories, there's horse shit. Where was that? I didn't see that everywhere. I didn't see tons of horses. Wouldn't there be horses in all those photos of the city? Yeah, we saw them pulling buggies. Where were, like Jen said, where were the giant ones that build these monstrous buildings, whatever?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the proof is now pushed to them, because show me the proof of your theory that a workhorse can build the Kremlin in a year or whatever. The building out here that took a year, it's monstrous. I don't know. They had really fast horses out there. Okay, Ray is presenting. Here he is. What do we go? Oh, that's a cool picture. Where's this?
Can you put it up on the screen? Is it up
on
the
screen?
Screen?
Yep.
All right. So this is the Boston Common. Now, they're trying to tell us that in Boston it was like a bunch of islands, and they a landfill and did some kind of loushing, whatever they call it, and loushing, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how to pronounce it. And connected this flat forts when you look at it from the top, and even the islands off the coast are flat forts. But anyway, this is supposedly them inside, which is now a park, right? That's the street level up there, where these people are standing up there, and this goes way below the street level, and they're supposed to be filling this in with the horses. It looks like they're digging out.
Yeah.
They're not filling it in. But this is like one of the craziest pictures in my research in the mud flood stuff I've been doing with Boston that I found. And it's so blurry because this was in a train station, like, that I took a picture of it. So, like, I'm sure there's a sharper image of this somewhere, but I couldn't find it.
Well, Shepu will find it. Don't worry. He has a guy that already is working on it.
But you see them down there with the horses inside the hole. Like, you know? And then this
Yeah.
guy standing on top of the horses right here is doing like a hidden hand.
Of course.
Yeah. You know, he's standing on the roof. Like, he knew the picture was going to be taken. So, I don't know. Like, did they just put the horses in there? Is it a Photoshop? You know,
Okay,
when
but
when
even
did
with
this
that
really
photo,
happen?
you have horses somewhere, but they're not. Where's the crane that you'd have to put together to have the horse pull a brick, or a rock, or a gigantic? Some of those stones were huge. You had to have a very strong, and really tall crane, and I don't find them other than drawings.
No, but that's basically what I got. And then I got like 9 crazy carriages.
What's that?
9 crazy carriages. All right, I got Big Bird on a. Oh, no, I guess not. No.
There he is.
This Big Bird on a carriage.
That looks like him.
Oh my god.
Okay, and then like this is from Singe Man.
I see that.
And then 100 years ago, Scientific America drafted a war use receiver medical care Scientific American.
Yeah.
War medical horse carriage. And then we got let's see, go through them real quick. Amish horse buggy farm face mask.
Oh, right. Oh my god. There's got to be some kind of racism there if you're going to walk around wearing that, right?
Yellowstone owns its early success to public bear feeding. And they got look.
They just were feeding bears like crazy back then.
Oh my god.
What happened with bears?
What is
over the
going
century?
on?
Singe Man, that's Singe Man for you.
Public bear feeding. Everything about that sentence is
What was
wrong.
that one? Was that 4? Was that,
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, number 5. Oddfellows Orphanage. Oddfellows Orphanage.
Hold by bears. Right.
Imagine that. And then we got number 6.
Oh, go back to that Oddfellows thing. Was that?
All right, I will.
I want to see the side. Is that bafflement? What is that on the carriage? Can you?
I can make it bigger, maybe.
Looks
No,
like
I
a
can't.
bee.
It looks
It's
like
a
a
bee.
bee,
A
yeah.
bee
Oh, it's
or
a bee. Okay, never
Because
mind.
it's an odd fellow.
That's
It's an
right.
odd
you should
fellow.
do the odd
You're
fellows,
right.
not just bees.
And it's got bears pulling. It's got bears pulling the carriage, not horses.
Right. Yeah.
So that's.
Well, the horses were building the building, so they
That's
couldn't.
where
do
you
that.
get your two-headed bears from
Look,
California.
here's another one with look at the bear pulling the carriage.
And you guys read some crazy parts of the internet.
The driver.
Singe Man comes up with the best stuff, man.
Nice.
Hold on, let's see
Okay.
if I can get down.
Well,
on
I'm scared of anything else if you haven't.
No, he wouldn't send me nothing bad. Vintage
What's
real
this?
picture postcard bear pulling wooden
Real.
wagon.
Yeah.
Wooden wagon. And then hold on, there's only 2 more. Let me see. Oh, number 8. A
What do we got
lion.
there? Lion, tigers, and bears. Oh my!
2 ewes and a
sheets.
bear pull a cart. Ewes. What's a ewe?
What's a ute?
E-U-E.
No, it's a name for a sheep. But I was quoting my cousin Vinny. You should know that one.
I never seen it before.
How
And
could
then
you
what's
not
this
see
one?
my cousin Vinny with that accent?
Oh look,
Are you kidding me?
pigs pulling a carriage.
There's
Pigs
some
pulling a
big pigs
carriage.
right there.
Oh my god! Well, those are what hogs probably, right?
Yeah,
Farm Show magazine.
Oh, those
There you
look
go.
like
There you
Congress
go.
people. Full
Dude,
of
that's
that-
gotta stink.
So that's what I got.
The
That's
ass
what I
end of
got
that
for you.
thing. Pulling
That's
your
my-
wagon.
Oh my god! You're right, Jen. Hopefully they didn't feed it anything bad. Oh, where'd he go?
He's gone.
He dropped himself out.
It was the
What's
pigs.
happening?
He must have closed it out by accident.
Did you put up something too, Jen? Okay.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Here, let me make sure. Let me close some of this. I gotta get out of some of this. I can't see where I'm at on my screen.
Yeah, I've seen some carriage pulled by deers, you know, or reindeers.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, they used that back then with horses.
Wow, I've never had that many tabs open. I bet my computer will run faster now.
Ray,
Okay.
come back. Where are you?
He'll be back. He has to.
He's
Okay.
Ray.
He's
the
right.
Superhero.
That's right. He's one of the super. He's Robin.
He's the super friend.
That's right. Here we go. and remember,
Don't smoke. It doesn't make you grown up. It makes you a loser.
God, he's so judgmental. And he had that same curl that lady had, didn't he?
This is true. This is very true.
Okay.
So I have something to show from
please.
Crystal Frisbee. She's been on the show with us. Her channel is The Melted Truth. And here she sent me a video. It says, I saw the Vandenberg Air Force Base Falcon 9 launch a few days ago from Phoenix. So I figured I'd show you guys what she recorded. Check it out if it loads for me. It looks like we're doing good. All right, hold on a second. Let me bring it back.
Whoa.
All right, this is what she recorded.
Didn't they do one that looked like they said was SpaceX and it was doing stuff like this one?
Was this like 2 nights ago?
Yeah, it was a couple nights ago.
Yeah, me and Christian saw something
launch.
weird in the sky like this 2 nights ago.
Well, she's in Phoenix,
It wasn't that
and
bright.
she filmed
It was
this.
cloudy. It was cloudy where we were.
I mean, look at this thing. Does that look like a missile launch to you?
I don't know what we're looking at. And there's some little thing behind it too.
There's always these little things behind it. Remember me, you, and Steve used to cover this?
Yeah.
It's like, that's no bueno right there.
No bueno.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird.
Very strange.
What are they doing to us?
That thing hangs there too. Like, it doesn't fall away. I mean, it's moving away. It's not falling out of the sky, it seems. It's weird. Whatever this white thing is down here. All right, so that's it for that. And then she had a couple of pictures.
Before you go any farther, so I looked over on Rockfin, people over there. Brett Morgan says in the first season he'll say "Og, more power." So okay, I'll look. I just still find it odd that I couldn't find anything last night on the internet, but I will look. I hope it's there, and I will definitely stop bringing it up. So continue.
Okay, so these are her pictures. Hopefully they're coming out pretty clear. The moon looks really strange in this photo. I don't know why it's got that bright. I mean, maybe it's a crescent moon and it's just you're seeing the shadow part of it. That's really weird looking. This is a trail it left. And that's it. That's that thing that was hanging right there in the sky. It still hasn't fallen down yet. That's weird too.
Yeah, last time I remember they said it was SpaceX and they did something like this.
No, that's the
several years
moon,
back.
maybe. That could be the moon right there. I'm not sure. That could be the moon.
That looks like the moon there, yeah.
Yeah. And then look at this one. Here's the moon with the iridescent stuff going across it. There's this trail up here going across the moon. Here's a close-up of it. Look at it. Isn't it
Well, they
so
like
strange?
to cover that shit. Yeah, they do that.
Yeah. That's weird.
Well, it's kind of like the cloud that showed up. Well, I can show that while we're on this subject.
That's another picture of this. I mean, what kind of fuel is this thing supposed to be putting out that it has this iridescent, glowing white cloud? I mean, that's just really strange. But yeah, that's all I had on that. I wanted to show you guys.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. How about this? That kind of goes along with what they did out here. Let's see. Where is it? This one.
Captain.
Can you hear the audio?
Yeah.
Was there audio?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Satellite operator, Captain.
This I filmed over my house.
You better take a look at this radar.
Okay, come on, people. Now they're totally sticking with this. For real?
Oh my God. There's even something coming out of the top of it too.
Daytime, it's out more than it is at night.
Look.
And they decided
What's
to spray it
coming
down.
out of it?
Well, you tell me.
It looks like
Oh my God.
Come on. Come on.
That's cray.
Come on, people. This is just a clown. When are we
That's
gonna
my
wake
old
up?
song.
I can't.
What's this called?
I've never seen a cloud shaped like that before in my life.
Shoot the moon.
I can't believe it's got stuff coming out of it.
It was. They sprayed it right
I'm
over.
gonna try to hide this now that I've exposed it.
Oh, it's so funny.
They've got one of their invisible planes. Wonder Woman is in this
Right?
one. Focus.
Where is that plane?
Let me look at that. That's a really cool, whatever that is. We won't be able. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Cuppage.
Oh my god.
Definite cuppage. Hey.
Spaceballs.
That's a moon condom.
It is a long, smooth shaft.
For those of you keeping score, the cloud cock, as we're now proudly calling it,
Cloud
has
cock.
gotten larger, girthier, held in a gentle caress by a little darker, just grayish cloud.
But with 2 balls.
Out of control.
That is the
Out of
craziest
control.
thing.
Light tracking continues.
So that happened.
Where did I meet you guys again?
That's nuts.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like the Austin Powers is now real life. Like, the merging reality with fiction so much now we can't discern the difference anymore. You look in the sky and you see X's and O's and dicks. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I never seen that. I mean, I never seen no cloud shaped like that before. Like, that's definitely something new. It's not like it's been going on like for many years.
Right. And
they
you know, we're
seeing they could have done it on purpose. Somehow.
Somehow they definitely did. I mean, that just didn't act. It was the only look. It was like basically the only one in the sky, and then they decided to erase it and they sprayed over it. But yes.
Yeah, they were probably laughing like, oh.
Yeah, I know. So okay, so we covered that ad nauseum. You know, it's funny. I was gonna to cover some of these pictures of these buildings before that. I knew you were gonna actually be here, Shepu. I had grabbed this, which is your page of pictures.
You were researching his research again.
Oh, this guy!
You can't stop yourself.
His photos go on for days.
Yes.
Miles. He's lost more photos than any of us have ever seen, the way I see it. And you could see these buildings for no reason whatsoever go underground. And not just, you could say, basements. There's windows and doors and stuff that don't even go off of the... I mean, again, show me the workhorse. If you're going to build this, you're going to have a crane that's high enough to at least get to each level. And if you're not building it with the horse on the ground, because don't forget, he's got to walk a distance to pull your thing, depending on how you have it. So it's either going to have to be a crane that goes from here, ground level, all the way up here.
Yeah, you would need a bunch of horses and not just one horse.
Right.
You need like many horses.
So these are the photos I'm asking for the internet to show us. Where are the horses?
They'll start coming out with it. Watch, you'll see.
Anything
you start asking, it gives them. Give them a little while.
Yeah, well, you know what? Proof is in the pudding.
You'll start finding it.
Jen and I were discussing AD and BC, and why is the entire world, no matter what your religion, race, creed, whatever your belief is, why are we working off the birth or death of Jesus Christ? And right after we discussed it, every article I see now is, what is it, Jen?
It's CE.
CE.
Yeah.
CE. Like everything changed.
BCE or something?
And CE. Yeah. BCE and CE. So all the articles don't say BC and AD anymore. So,
what?
Yeah. At least, you know, they're starting to. There's still
That's
some.
Ludicrous.
They're changing. Just like, yeah. So who knows? But yeah.
Paying attention to us.
Yeah.
We're in the Twilight Zone, I think.
Yeah. I mean, look at the monstrous size of these buildings.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's not a matter of how strong your horse is. How the frick did you get those buildings that tall? That's the question. Show me how they got them up there.
Well,
I can't find any pictures of horses on second levels other than being hoisted, and I can't find a single one of them working building these. Yes,
in those days, the horses were smarter than the humans, so they were the brains of the operation, and they used to tell us what to do, and they knew how to do this. All right, go ahead.
I like it.
Didn't you show a bunch of pictures one time of them photoshopping people being out on these beams and stuff really high up, like building these buildings? Somebody had shown it.
Well,
I don't
the popular picture with the one eating their dinner on the beam is
Oh yeah, I know
is
that one.
obviously Photoshop. You can see there around the real picture they have been added in.
Right.
Yeah.
And these ones that they're supposed to make us believe that this is the way they built these into the side of these cliffs and stuff, and not like we discussed that a fervent heat that nobody knows about to the power of God brought these to their knees. That makes more sense than how did the frick did you get your horses in these areas to build these castles and stuff? Again, I don't care how strong they are. It's about,
that's in Philadelphia. That's William Penn. That's City Hall. That was the tallest building for quite some time, for a while, like up until the early 20th century. But yeah, that's in Philly right there.
Nice. See, that's why I
Yeah, and
bring on the
only did you ever heard the stories of the horses used by the Nazis to pull their tanks? How many they went through, just to pull the tanks?
How did you know this photo was coming up? What is this, a
Like
train?
all the
I never heard of this. No.
So the
I mean,
horses pulled tanks for the Nazis? Are you
Yeah,
allowed to say Nazis? Oh,
through
shit,
the mud and stuff,
you
but
can.
a lot of them died. Like
Oh, that's
they had
horrible.
to. Yeah, I know.
God, way to bring the show down. Ray, got another funny horse story?
That Niagara Falls right there.
I think
Mr. Ed
so.
Wilbur.
Yeah, okay, gone back to the previous, the other one, the previous one with the. Look, this is San Francisco. There's Alcatraz, but what is all this mud right there in front?
Huh.
Anyone know?
Ah,
That's interesting.
yeah.
Good call.
Hmm.
All right. So,
That's interesting.
I mean, I have the gentleman on here that put all these pictures together. Okay, here, look. Ooh, so we've got horses, but look, they're all on the ground level, even in whatever this construction is.
Shepu's looking at that like I don't know when I put that together. He's like, I don't even remember. I probably did that in my sleep one night.
Yeah, like 10 years ago he's been doing
Yeah,
this.
he's like, come on, Silver man.
He's got more
Yeah,
computers
I'm
running than
sleeping right
DARPA.
now.
He's like, what? He's like, is that my video? Are you sure that's my video? He's like, I don't know.
You know,
I've made
people
so
have
many by now.
Bitcoin miners. He's got photo miners. They just start.
He's
setting
made a
up.
lot of videos.
Exactly.
Look at this again. Picture horses having to pull with gigantic cranes to build this stuff. Because I can't find a single picture of a horse at these levels. They're always ground level, and they're always drawings. And then we can go into this. If you're not familiar with Jen and Shepu's work, they go over this stuff on how the lies of the light bulbs, and we're supposed to believe
self-illuminating, right? All this was just boom, baby, lit up by itself. No gas, just boom.
Who's delivering all these light bulbs? And they just invented the light bulb, okay? They haven't even invented the extension cord yet. And yet, now they have all perfect light bulbs. None of them go out. They manufactured them perfectly for the first time ever. Brought them in on horses with, like, hay all around each one so they don't bump into each other and break, right? As they're going down their bumpy roads to this fucking thing here. Who's changing the light bulbs all day, every day?
And if they made them light bulbs on the spot, then like, where's all the pictures of them like making all the light bulbs or all the drawings?
And where are they plugging all this shit in at? Who's
Yeah, exactly.
cords for all this?
Where are the cords? Yeah, where's all this? Where's the horse shit? There it is, right there in front of
Nobody
you.
else has electricity in the whole country. This first time ever most people have ever even seen electricity, and they got it down pat perfect. Boom, baby.
I love it.
Yeah, Ray is saying that because they had to change the patent not 1 year before so they had to make all these light bulb in 1 year. It's just crazy.
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah,
Wow.
1 year. Yeah, 1 year.
They must have had like a lot of people working on that. I don't know how. And
No, they show.
There's
they
not
show
even the.
pictures
There's
of
not
the
even.
light bulb shop. They show. If you look into
you-
the light bulbs of this
yeah.
stuff, they show people in a light bulb shop. It's like a barn they're in, and they're like putting these light bulbs together and putting it in, pack them in hay and stuff so they don't break.
That's crazy. Yeah,
And
so
great.
they would.
So,
I don't know, man.
Okay, so for people that want to see more of this, go to Shepu's show. So please, someone put the links in the show in the channel notes and stuff. He has tons of these pictures. Ray also covers it on his Mudflood
little-
channel, and of course Jen too.
A little bit.
But here, I want to move off of that because I wanted to show you this, Jen. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Okay, so just so everybody understands, this channel, I'm not religious, but I do find a lot of answers now in the Bible. The community, or at least what I'm building for this show, my path, my particular path, I believe of salvation is through Jesus, and I know God. This is what I believe. So that's where I want to be in. Doesn't matter where I came from. Doesn't matter how I got here. God talks about these times, and he also says, watch out for things that aren't good for you. And so I brought this one up because it talks about how when God talks, I mean, his voice, Moses said, it terrified him. He didn't want to hear another word. He went up to the mountain. He looked, handsome like me. He came down and he had gray hair. And so it talks about when you hear the sound of his voice, it directs the whole heaven as lightning at the ends of the earth. After it roareth, his thunder, the voice. You can hear it. It's pretty powerful sound. And don't forget, God spoke this world into existence. And so it talks about, because everyone talks about like we live on a flat plane and an ice wall and an app. And no, I find that there's a discussion. The Bible says that it's round or it's circular, it says. It has depth to it. So it's not completely flat, but it's circular. It has pillars, it's stationary. But then it does say, so how do the waters get restrained? Well, one of the things that I looked into is ice. All the references I found of ice in the Bible were all about how it was coming down from somewhere. It didn't say it surrounded us necessarily. But what I did find like this,
from the dome.
it says, by the breath of God, frost is given, and the breadth of the waters is straightened. So it just talks about that. It doesn't really talk about how it's holding the water. So then I continued from there, and it talks about where ice and all that. Okay, fine. But how the limits are for the sea. And so it basically just says God does it. There's a lot of things we don't understand. It says, but he just says, here too shall it come, and no further, and here shall the proud waves be stayed. When he gave to the sea his decree, the water should not pass, his commandment, when he appointed foundations of the earth. So far, what I'm seeing is God just tells the water, that's as far as you go, and it does. Just like Jesus calms the water when he goes on the boat, and they're all freaking out, and he looks at him like, I can't believe you woke me for this. And he walks out there and he says, be quiet and be still, and it stops. And so it says, thou hast set a bound that may not pass over, and that they may not turn again to cover the earth. So there is a bound that's circumferencing us somehow. And then last it says, fear ye me not, saith the Lord. Let's see. He has placed the sand for the bound of the sea by perpetual decree. It cannot pass. And the waves thereof toss themselves and cannot prevail. They roar, yet they cannot pass over it. So here he's talking about there's sand that's bounding us. So I found that was interesting. But what I wanted to get to was, where is it? We've covered this too, Jen. And I think this is your next area of expertise, Shepu, if you can find more buildings underwater. Because Job says, dead things are formed under the waters and the habitants thereof. So there's stuff going on down there, they tell us. They tell us in movies and stuff. Mm-hmm. And if shale and everything's down there, it has to be beneath us, obviously. So there's all kinds of melted stuff, I think, down there.
Yeah, just look at them this week. It's funny you.
Of course, right? I knew you already had the pictures up. Of course you did. And these are just passages for people trying to, if we live on a ball or not. This is where he tempts Jesus, and he shows him he takes him up to a high mountain, he takes them to exceeding high mountain, shows them all the kingdoms of the world. And so you couldn't do that if you're on a ball. The Australian ones would be upside down. Shout out to my friends in Australia. I got a new fan in Australia, and accidentally, when I was editing that video, that part went upside down, and there you are. So that's how I ended up with the Australia's version.
Can I shout out Daryl Davis and Flat Earth Farms in the chat? Shout out to Flat Earth
Farms. Only
Farms.
if you say ho ho ho.
Boom, baby.
Yeah. Like that Jolly Green Giant that's on your channel, right? Ho ho ho. Is that what you do?
Ho ho ho. Flat Earth Farms.
Okay. There you go.
Ho,
Okay.
ho, ho. All right.
So,
I don't have
and here's in Daniel where he talks about how there are visions in his head. He saw a tree. It sounds like maybe the tree of life or knowledge, whatever it was, in the midst of the earth. The height was great, and the tree grew and strong, and the height thereof reached heaven, and the sight thereof to all the end of the earth. So you could see it from no matter where you were, which couldn't do if you had a ball. Next, in the end times, they'll go out and deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth. You could definitely cut a circle into quarters. And then, of course, there's the famous one, Psalm 19, where the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork, which, where is it?
Von Braun.
Yeah, because this got out of order. Because, this guy, I mean, how could you not see this coming? That this guy, he becomes the head of NASA, and he puts this one, Psalm 19, on his tombstone. I don't see how anyone could not see this coming.
Not see?
Thank you. I had to say it twice. I was about to say it a third time. I couldn't believe anyone could not see. That joke obviously was there. And so this person, he put on his tombstone Psalm 19, which says there is no space like they pretend. There's a firmament, and the Bible backs up this story.
That's why he was telling his assistant back in the day, Carol, it's all a lie. And the alien card would be the last thing, and she's like, it's all a lie. But she never elaborated on what he meant by it's all a lie. She just would say that they were fake. She thought they were faking all this stuff, but she never put 2 and 2 together that it's all a lie because space don't exist.
Yeah. Well, most of us did not see that coming. Okay, that's the last time I'll do that joke. No, that's not true. I'll probably do it again tonight. Okay, so, and there's a lot of maps out there that go over other areas. You know, of course, we can't prove any of these things, but you want to go with the one guy that they tell us, Admiral Byrd, Freemason, whatever, was allowed to go on live TV and tell everyone that there's more resources and stuff.
Map.
But the question is, what was he talking about? Is it in this circle that they, tell us we live in, or was he talking about things he saw out here, or maybe there's more out here? There are places that God says we're not allowed to go to, and one of them I can prove, because in the end times, the saints and Jesus get surrounded by these armies, and they couldn't do that in heaven. It has to be here on earth. So maybe they're talking about an area that we can't even get to. Yes, Ray, what's your question?
No, I was just going to say the map behind me is the map that I go by. That's the map I navigate my way to the store on. That's the map I use. and look, Antarctica has no ice at all. So, I mean, I don't know. And there's, so.
We'll talk about the screwed up world we live in. Greenland is icy and Iceland is greeny. So what's up with that? There's no.
It's all muffed up.
Anyways, it's all muffed up, as Jed says. So how about this one? There's another circle. I mean, we can keep playing this as long as you want. There's lots of theories, And then again, I don't believe the UN map. This is the one that we're being presented, like this inner circle. Well, why in the hell would they give us the exact map once we figured out they lied to us about the original one? So I even think is muffed up. And apparently this guy knew, and we're not going to say his name. I'm sure that's another no-no. I did not see the other one. Okay. Oh, my wife sent me this. I'm not playing it because it has 12 million views. But basically, it's this little routine where he's drawing on her shoulder, and she has to, by feel, know what he's drawing. Here, let me make this larger.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And so as he draws, she's copying what she's feeling. Okay. And he's a guy, of course. And she actually is really good at drawing hearts. My God, those are perfect. Like, anyways, and then he's got the he's got the.
Yeah.
So she's got the arrow coming in, you know. And
What kind of channels is she watching?
Yeah,
No.
right. This goes along with the clown tonight, but yeah. And look, she's so happy because she knew what he did, and you know, oh, Breakway, I love you so much. Okay. But here's the funny thing. That was funny, of course, but this one was crazier to me. And the cool thing about this one is the music will probably copyright, so I won't play. I'll cut the music, but
yeah, don't play the music.
I won't. But here, I'll turn this, and then we'll do this. But
that's what that was with me too.
Right? But look.
Yeah.
So
music.
you can hear a little bit of it. Okay. Now watch. This guy's coming in, robbing the place. Watch.
Y se marchó.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That date is over.
That date is over.
They got him out. They scared him away with what? Mace?
I think he robbed the place and left. But now she's like, well, is he coming back?
He had a chance for a split second.
It looks to me like that guy came out with something in his hand, like a mace, and maybe maybe the gun,
He
maybe
cocks
the gun's
the
not
gun,
even
and
real.
this guy's like, nope.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care how hot this chick is, I'm out of here.
Yeah. No, he gets his
the
stuff
other
and
guy
he
has
leaves.
something. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He robbed the guy that was sitting down.
Yeah. He robbed the store. But the bigger picture is that date's over. And he was really smooth. Like, that's a smooth move when he comes out. He's like, whoop.
Yep.
He's got his hand in his pocket. He's out.
I'm out.
Oh God.
He's like, no woman is worth this.
And you know what? I actually did like the song, and these guys sing it, and and then he's right there. He says, "And he left," is the part. And if you guys are looking for this song, was it Carlos Rivera? It's a good song. Anyways, but yeah, it's pretty funny.
He's like, you know, me and Jessica, I think really had a good future together, but after that guy came in with the gun, I just took off, man. I never seen her again. I don't know what happened, man. I just took off, and I never seen her again after that.
Now this guy, and I'm going to throw this in the chat because I think everybody that watch the stuff that where are you guys? You're over here. Click. Yeah, he dipped, huh, Chris M? I see that. He dipped. So my kids, you nail. Dip. Okay, still people. Oh, cheers. Hi, Pacific Northwest. You're over here on Rockfin. And I will be looking for this, Brett Morgan. I will be looking for him, seeing if he said more power. That'd be awesome. Okay, so where are we at? We were here. So this one, guys and gals and couches, what is this? Founded Earth Brothers. I just found this video.
Oh, they're
yesterday.
good. They're good.
And
I like them.
Right, and so what's cool about this one is he gets a guy on here. He covers, like you say, this map, but he gets a guy in here that knows this guy. He knows Italian, and so he starts translating this stuff that's on all these maps. You know,
that's the one behind me.
Yeah. So you guys, I put in the chat. You should watch it, but not now. But the cool thing is when he goes over this part. Here, we'll do a little bit. I don't know if some people have issues. I'll play a little bit, so I'll help them see people
that will cheat on the wayfarer to
he's
make
talking about
them in danger. Wow.
So he's talking about these creatures.
Intriguing. Listen to this. The following one, Paniconia. It's probably. Oh yeah. Paniconia probably it's a region or a city or something because I see a castle, so there must be a city. Yeah. Okay, here says. Qui si trovano animali con faccia di donzella, il corpo di leone e coda di scorpione. Okay, here you can find animals with little women's face, body of lion, and tail of a scorpion. So the chimera was already there.
Boom, baby.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
Interesting.
So, because you got only two narratives. Yeah, these guys actually saw this stuff and wrote about it, or they were tripping out on shit and they screw their maps and people went, we'll just use it.
1560 something, and it says scientifically correct as is right on it, like something like that.
Yeah. So if you go back to, like we've discussed, in the days of Noah, they were what did Jen? You said it perfectly. Like the Sodom and Gomorrah days, it'd be like everyone was having some sex orgy thing, including all of the creatures or whatever.
Yeah.
Or we don't know exactly how they spliced animals into people,
giants were
but
doing it. Yeah.
you go all the way back to the Egyptians, and there's dog heads and there's bug heads and who knows what. So I don't know how they were doing it, but these chimera creatures obviously existed, or all these map makers were nut
I think
jobs,
it was the
right?
Nephilim. I think it was the Nephilim that did it, and I think it was. They were doing kind of like what they're trying to do to us today. It's still going
Right,
on.
as in the days of Noah.
It never stopped, and they're still messing around.
Yeah,
but they're just being more discreetly about it.
So I found it really fascinating that they go over this in those creatures too. So that's a good look, as Steve said, good looks. And then this thing is just because I didn't realize these shoe bills exist and they sound like gunfire.
No way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
That's crazy.
Dude, they're like 6 feet tall.
Dude, if you get one of those as a pet, no one will go near your house ever.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Don't worry about
or
no
the
one
SWAT
breaking
team
in.
would show up.
Yeah.
Got a bulletproof bill.
My neighbor's house sounds like his gun's going off constantly. Something's going on.
This one is just because I've talked about how the pennies of old versus new, they're all zinc now, and he shows that like they just melt into like a ball of goo. But if you use the old pennies, the ones that are mostly copper, what he did is he took he heats up a copper penny, he puts acetone in here, and the fumes of that, which I think are toxic or whatever, it heats it up. It's warmth. And so the Antiquitech stuff that you talk about, and gold and tops and all, there is a truth to these metals and how they could use them for energy and heat.
The wheat pennies are mostly copper. The Wheaties, they call them, they have the little wheat symbol on the back and they say 1 cent. And they're really worth like 2 cents or 3, more than a cent now.
Okay, so I'm leading up to the big reveal, Jen. Okay, whoever you are. Okay, here comes the big reveal, because I couldn't wait to tell you this. So, just so people know, the reason we're in the mess that we're in is because God even told us it was going to happen. It says, thou shalt beget children. He's talking to our ancestors, and children's children. Sounds like we're in here somewhere at the end. And ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, make graven image, and shall do evil in the sight of the Lord, provoking him to anger. This is why we're in the mess we're in, and we got to find God, because he's waited forever, and he's pissed, and we're not listening. And we're getting deeper and darker. In the 10 days, he says it'll be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. And all you got to do is turn on Tell-Eye's vision. You'll see where we're at. So then he talks about, this is another thing. The people that are pushing that the Bible's not true, it seems like everyone's allowed to crap on the Bible and Jesus and the Trinity and all that. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. What I do care is to get the real word out. So the Trinity, I keep hearing there's no Trinity written about in the Bible. All right. Well, I came across, am I still alive? It sounds like I'm dead.
Yes, you're alive.
Okay, good. Okay, so this passage here, it said, "For as much we are the offspring of God, we ought to not think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver, stone, or graven by any man's device." Okay, so I'm like, what in the heck is the Godhead? I wasn't familiar with this term in Acts. I must have just, passed over it or something fast. Well, I was finding a lot of articles, and basically this was one that came up to me the best. And it talks about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And a good representation, of course, the pyramid would be that God is all of these, but the Son is not the Holy Spirit, and the Father, they're different, but they're all one. And then, well, if that's not in the Bible, well, let's go to this. Matthew 28:19. he says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost." So it
You
is
know
in the
what's funny?
Bible. Yes.
I was baptized in the Holy Ghost Church in Rhode Island, Providence.
There you go. Nice. Nice. Well, so my whole thing is the people that say, "Oh, there's no Trinity," there is. It's very it's very confusing. It's one of the hardest things for me to understand and wrap my head around. But it is understandable, I believe, and it's written in there. But that's not even the one that I was waiting to hit you with, Jen. Where is it? Where is it? Let's see. This is, because he's talking about heathens. And so the heathens, he just says, basically people that are heathens are ones that don't believe in God. That's it. They believe in other gods, or they just don't believe in God. They, believe that they're becoming gods, which is basically Satanism. They thought the same thing. And so he just says, hey, don't hang out with the heathens. And it even says here, be not afraid of them, they whatever. Anyway, but the point is this: when I got to these passages of heathens, one of the things is God says to not worry, He's got your back. But here it is, Psalm 46, and so it says here, God is our refuge and strength, and a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth be removed and the mountains be carried to the midst of the sea. The waters be troubled, the mountains shake. Where is it? It's not in this. So even though all these things are, here it is. Okay, I didn't get far enough. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Ray tells me that people always speed up and they need to just calm down, slow down. Okay, so here we go. The rivers, streams.
Everyone's always in a rush.
Right? What am I doing?
It's a live stream. It's going to be on your channel for a long time, right?
Okay.
You want it? It's a stream. It's like a recording. It's a recording. Take a deep breath.
Jen's ready for this, but
I'm ready. I'm waiting.
I'm
patiently.
Okay.
It's a test of my patience.
Okay, I'll just read it. So God is our refuge and this is for the people dealing in the end times too. I want you to hear this. There is salvation, there's safety, and there is a comfort here. A lot of people that don't have God, they have a lot of fear going on right now. And those of us that find God, we don't have that same fear. And it's not because we're any better. It's just because we found it. And you can find it too, like that tonight, in 10 seconds, you can find it. But here, therefore we will not fear though the earth be removed and the mountains be carried in the midst of the sea. The waters thereof roar and be troubled. The mountains shake with swelling thereof, Selah. There is a river, the streams wherefore shall make glad the city of God, the holy place and tabernacles the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God shall help her. And that, right here we go. The heathen raged. The kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice and the earth melted.
Boom, baby.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Do we know what
fervent heat is? We don't know what fervent heat is. The earth melted. How hot do you need to do that, baby?
The beginning of that verse that you were just reading about the mountains falling in the sea. That's the song "Stand by Me." Well,
yes,
kind of.
Yes.
So
kind of. Yeah.
There you go. So
they always plagiarize God. They always have.
There's a connection.
And then it says, "But the Lord of hosts is with us," that's Jesus, "the God of Jacob of our refuge, Selah. Come, behold the works of the Lord, what desolations he hath made in the earth. He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow, he cutteth the spear in sunder, he burneth the chariot in fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge, Selah." Amen. So that's what I wanted to show you, Jen. It tells you that he melted it right there. And when did he do it? When the heathens were raging. So that's why we have to.
Psalms
we have
4,
to
6,
be
6. 2 6s in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, if you guys, I'm not going to read through all this. Check out Leviticus 18. That's a good one to see what he tells you to do in these times. Because I've talked about it before. He talks about not to, you can defend yourself, of course, and fight if you have to, but this war is spiritual. It's not going to be won on the battlefield. It's going to be won spiritually. It's going to be won in the mind. And the battle is for your soul. And you can only save your own through Jesus. You can help other people find their way. But at the end of the day, you can't do it. What is that saying? Ooh, back to horses. You can't make a horse. You can't force a horse to drink water. What?
You can take a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink it.
There. Okay.
Mr. Ed could talk, though. Mr. Ed could talk.
That's very true.
What kind of show? I love this. So, yeah, that was kind of that whole presentation where it ended with God says that he can melt stuff, and that's what we've been talking about.
The evidence is everywhere. Something happened, and they're hiding it. They're hiding a lot of stuff. They're hiding the dome. They're hiding God's creation, God's judgment upon the earth, and it's time all that is being revealed to us, so we do know and we do get ready, because something's coming. I think we're due for the final judgment coming up, because once the short season of Satan ends, there'll be a final judgment, and then it's
that's it,
the new kingdom, heaven on earth. And
I think this might be the beginning of the final judgment that's happening.
Yeah, I agree.
Right now. And
because why else are we on this screen together? I wouldn't have met any of you people. I had no interest in doing YouTube at all in my life. None. I had no idea I'd be doing this.
We might not all make it. I hope we do.
Well, that's on us. But that's the thing.
Okay, because we go back to heaven with God. We transition right over.
And multiple times.
I'm up for the challenge.
When
ready.
People ask, how do you get into heaven? How do you get there? And the only answer is by God's grace. That's it. You can do anything in your life. You can be the best person in the world. But if God says, yeah, then no, you've got to. And how are you going to do that? Well, make a relationship, talk to him, let him know you're there. Because otherwise, what's that horrible thing that he says when you get in times in your judgment? You're like, hey, Jesus, it's me. And he's like, I don't know you.
It says, forgive others as I forgive you.
Right.
You ask God to forgive you of your sins, and you also have to forgive other people who have sinned against you. And these are the lessons that we're here to learn, no matter how bad that sin is, whatever they did to you or whatever you have done to somebody else that you're ashamed of, and you're asking God to forgive you, but you have to forgive yourself as well. Because in the end, God shows us what we've done. Let's us have this life review, and let's us feel how we made these other people feel.
Yeah. And it's something that you said, Ray, that made sense to me. Shocking. No, I'm kidding. Is that
I do that sometimes.
I know you do. It's like when they talk about Santa, Satan Claus, and he sees you when you're sleeping, he sees you when you're awake. And so Ray had mentioned, okay, so if God made us and he made our eyes and everything, what if he's still there and he's using them and he sees everything we do? That's why you can't hide anything from God, because he's in you and he sees everything you do. He's using your eyes, he's using your ears.
He hears your thoughts.
He hears your thoughts. He knows what's going on.
Everybody all at once.
And so the people that
are
like
supercomputer. Like a super duper computer that's listening to
what do they want to do? They want to implant us with something that will connect us all, so they can watch through our own eyes and stuff. You can see these new shows out called The Feed and all this stuff where they implant something into their eye. And if Shepu had one in his eye, I could connect to his feed and see the world through his eyes, whatever he's looking at and doing at the time. And even sort of experience it in some kind of a way, because so this is what they're trying to do. God is working through us. He is within us. And this is how he knows, when we're hurting someone or somebody's hurting us, that, how each other feel. Like if I hit you and I feel it, I'm not going to hit you. I can't lie to you if you can read my mind. This is the next level of spirituality.
We did find some horses that build things. Underground, there's horses that have built things.
They want to sever that connection. At the beginning of this thing 2 years ago, people were saying it right after they had the thing, that they had lost their connection to God.
They don't.
And that's the other thing if you picture us as like, we'll see like the map that's behind Ray. It looks kind of like a dome. So picture
That's
if
my
there is a
map. I go
dome.
by that map. To the store.
If there is a dome
everywhere.
over us, right? So the only connection that we actually have to the Earth is, through our feet. And so what did they do? Just like the Beatles told us, rubber sole. Every shoe, every slipper, every whatever you have, flip flop, the majority, unless it's a moccasin, they have rubber soles, which do what? Disconnect electrical conductivity, literally taking away from the earth, another connection to God. That's why I encourage everyone, even in the city, find some grass and put your feet on it.
Walk around
Hug
barefoot.
a tree, something. What's that?
Stop. Just walk around barefoot. Stop supporting the big sneaker companies and just free ball it.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about feet,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I like where you're going.
We ran into a free baller in Seattle.
I knew you were seeing. I knew you were. Jen was ready. She's about to throw the video up again. No,
My friend here wants to know if you're free balling. He's like, no, you wanted to know.
no. Here's. So we're in Seattle, and there's this real hippie looking dude selling some kind of paint cream that he made, like the stuff Jeannie makes, kind of stuff.
Something that you rub on yourself.
Right. And we were waiting for. I think it was Aaron's husband, Aaron. We're waiting for Aaron. And my glasses keep slipping when I see Aaron. And her husband, right, Jen, same thing. And so we were waiting for him to come back from parking the car in the yard. And I love hearing her laugh on it. And my phone was dying. And this guy in his overalls with no shirt, he had an area I could plug in my charger. So I said, would you mind? And he, no problem. I plug it in. Then, of course, I figured, well, let me buy something. I don't want to just take his thing. So I buy something, and I come back over where Jen is, and I'm like, hey, Jen, I go, look at that guy. I bet you that's all he has, just the overalls, because you look like that's all he had.
And I'm like, totally.
She's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go ask him. I'm like, oh, whatever. She walks over, she goes, my friend wants to know if you're free balling. I mean, like, that's not what I said. That's not even how she totally.
Good job, Jen.
Like, yeah.
And you know what he said? Hey, it's just one more thing to put on and take off. It's one more thing. What's the point? And then he also said that in all the years he had been there, no one had ever asked him that question, too. Wasn't that hilarious? that's
he's
the kind
like,
of researcher.
he's like, I walk around with my nuts out all the time, and no one ever asked me about it. He's like, it's weird.
That's the kind of researcher I am. I get to the
curiosity.
I get to the depths of things.
Well, I could tell you really wanted to know, so I figured
I made one comment. I made 1,000 that day. That's the only one that you thought you'd check into. Whatever. Let's move on.
Sometimes you gotta ask questions.
There's no such thing as a stupid question.
Like I asked that guy in the building, so how far down does this building go? He's like 2.5 stories. Like,
Jen, you're really good when you go up to people in public and ask them questions.
Yeah.
You're good at that on your show.
Oh, we went to lunch and she asked some guys about JFK and they all got it wrong.
They all said
but
4.
They all answer her. People, they're like, for me, they're like, get away from my camera. They're like, don't point a camera at me. They're like ready to pull a gun on me.
There's a special way
She's
to
like,
hold
hi,
your phone
can
and get it on
I ask you a question? And they're like, sure. They like want to talk to her,
I watched
nobody
it in
wants to
action.
talk. Nobody wants to see me point a camera at
It's like a Jedi mind trick somehow. I don't know. She did it right in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all having lunch. They're about to leave. And she's like, I need to ask you a question about JFK. And they're like, okay. And then they all answer.
Just chatting away with them, and I'm thinking, man, these guys have got to know. One guy had a hat on, a vet hat and everything. I'm like, so let me ask you a question before you leave. And I already had it going on record. I had the phone down, so they didn't even think I was recording. And then I wanted them to hold their hands up, and then I'm like, I got it on video real quick. Because I wanted them all to answer me with their hand. Not talk amongst each other, not yell out numbers, just put your hand up.
Yeah, it's tough when you're out in public to get people to like talk to you, but like the way you approach people, it's like you're just real friendly and they're willing to talk to you, and then you ask them like mind-blowing questions too. I noticed it's not like the normal question that like a normal person would ask. They're like expecting you to ask like directions or like like what time is it or something, and like you can like blow their mind with a question, and they're like. They get all shocked.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, we hit the 3-hour mark. It flew by.
I'm beat.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go around the circle. I'll start below now. We'll go with Ray.
Yeah.
What do you want to say before we wrap this up, sir?
About horse and buggies?
Anything about your life, your channel, your band, anything. You hit it, Ray.
Yeah, Levelhead's going to be coming up with some great stuff soon. We got some. We added a bass. We added another guitar. We added a few more instruments. We're gonna be working. We've been working on some stuff.
Yeah, because you and
Super Christian.
Yeah. That's the other half of the band. Or there's 3 of you. There's also Freddie Vox. So yeah.
More. We might even have members soon to add to the list.
Really?
I'm
working on my tambourine.
I can't tell you the name yet because I'm not sure if you wanted to say it.
No, that's fine. I'm working on my tambourine, so yeah, don't say it yet.
It's gonna be funny though. It's gonna be funny.
So all right, and then he does a show, kind of almost every night. Just depends. Just keep an eye out.
Late night live. I might even go on tonight after this. I mean,
okay.
I do a show just for. I do a show for the people that can't, the part of the community that can't sleep at night, because I can't sleep at night. I have fibromyalgia and I'm like up all night. Like if I tried to go and lay in bed, I would just toss and turn all night. So I've learned to embrace it instead of taking stupid medications and all kinds of bullshit. I just have like and you know what's cool about my show? It's a place where the community can come and meet. Like different people from different communities, content creators, everybody comes and we all talk. It's like a meeting after hours for all the content creators to come together, show your content. You can come on and show your stuff. You can talk about whatever the fuck you want. It's Switzerland, you know what I mean? Like
Switzerland.
I don't have anything to do with it. I just sit there and I just listen to what people got to say about whatever's going on, But
that's very true.
I allow it. So it's a place for people to unwind, listen to some music,
But he is part of us as part of the.
We're on a mission from God.
Yes, we are on a mission from God.
Right.
And we're putting the band back together.
That's right. Okay. Moving over, let's see.
Hey, wait up. And I'm Boston Ray. I'm Boston Ray, and that's my slice of the mud. All right.
Ooh. What do I have?
Boom, baby.
Okay. How about you, Shepu? You're always, you know what? I gotta say something. I just love watching this guy work. He has crazy pictures. Anyways.
I get away with stuff that normal people in the community would not get away with. I don't see how it
Okay,
works.
wait. We did you, Boston.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
I love you, man. Okay, go ahead, Shepu. You have the floor.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. I was just here for the jokes and the Oreos, but there was no Oreos tonight.
I like doing this.
Jokes. Anyway, I had real fun, and unlike Ray, I'm about to go to sleep right now. I'm really tired. And,
I like putting people awkwardly on full screen. I hate it. I know.
I wanted to see if you got that robot eye implanted that we were talking about, because you never know.
What?
What were we saying?
Like in Captain Picard?
A little while ago, weren't you saying something about an eye? No?
No, that was the pumpkin talking to you.
The pumpkin.
All right, Jen, my dear.
All right, I gotta highlight Mary's comment. It says, Jen
Okay,
says,
let me look.
"Hey, can I sit in your helicopter?"
I can't even...
And I talked my way into a helicopter ride like 2 years ago. I had it all on video, but I don't have it anymore. Is Ceiling Fan Man frozen? No, he's not.
No, I'm looking for a comment. That's right.
Yeah, he's always
frozen for a second. Yeah,
he
but
moves
yeah,
so slow.
I went right up and knocked on the door, and I'm like, "Hey, can I get on this helicopter? Because I can see helicopter rides out." And they're like, "Sure, come on in." And I got to sit on the front seat, and I was, flying around in a helicopter when I was supposed to be out getting coffee. I come home, I told my husband I just flew in a helicopter.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You're getting coffee. What took you so long? I said, "Did you hear the helicopter?" I was in it.
I know. I remember that video. You made a video of that, right, Chen? When you flew in the helicopter. I remember that. That was so awesome. I know. I wonder where it's at. They took your channel down and and
Yeah,
you lost
I
it.
never
That
backed that one
sucks.
up, but I have pictures
Yeah,
of
you
me
were
in the
like,
front seat. But I
yeah.
think I showed it on one of my recent live streams.
That was awesome. I remember that. I was like, wow, she's so cool. I was like, she's flying. She's flying a helicopter. You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
He said 25,000 for a pilot's
And then when they
license.
flew you right to your house and you landed like right beside your house or whatever, like right in your yard, I was like, whoa, wow. Like she must have a big yard.
They live near my house, but not that big.
It was like they landed you like right next door, and you like walked out, and your house was like right there or something. I was like,
No, it was a little further than that. I had to drive back home.
Oh, that wasn't your house. It was another house.
Different house. We're gonna do a show Sunday night. Shepu and I, and hopefully Crystal from the Melted Truth channel will be with us to do part 2 of Melted Colorado. We've been pushing this thing off for like a week now. So 2 weeks, yeah. So Sunday night at, I think I have it set for 6 p.m.
And
we'll
then
be live.
Ray, make sure you put your link in the chat, and Jen and Shepu or someone put their channel in too, so people can, or someone put, Melanie can do it for you.
Mods, put our links in the chat, please. Nightbot, Nightbot, please.
Let's see where.
Help me.
Where is she? What do I have here? Here.
Hey, get 33 here now!
Okay. So, lastly, once again, thank you, everyone on the screen. You know how much I just love talking to you all. You've helped shape me into doing what I do, and I thank you. Your shows, your research, it's one of the things that keep me sane too, you know, because we all are feeling the same thing. Everyone's feeling like the majority of people don't see the world the way we do. And then, as you see, they're trying to now say, oh, these are the people to watch out for. So whatever, we knew that they were going to get to that stage. But what I'd like to say is my show isn't about religion. My show is about spirituality. I was supposedly born and raised Jewish. They now call me names like a Christian. I don't even know what I am. I know this. I'm a child of God, and so is everyone listening to me right now. And the only difference is I've asked for it, and here he is. And you can do it too. Anyone can do it. And so I'm not here to beat anyone over the head. I'm not here to drag you around and force you to listen to my show. I try to make it entertaining, but I also have a message to tell you. I didn't do this because I wanted something to do on Friday nights. It's more of for me, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I talked, I think, to Ray or Jen at least about this, is that I've created this system where I make this show very labor intensive with the new joke and the things that I make. And I've set myself up to be here every Friday. I could stop it at any time. But here's the thing. Then I'd have to explain to God why. What was more important? And for right now, in my heart, I feel this is extremely important. And so that's why I do it. I'd love to be able to make enough money to live off it, but I can't. It's not a business for me. It's something that was put in my heart to do. Otherwise, I would have never turned this camera on. No offense to anyone listening. I'm sure you're all wonderful people, but I didn't know any of you existed a few years ago. So I didn't do this for more fame or less real life friends and no money from it. I did this because I feel in my heart I have to. And so that's what I'm pleading with people. Is no matter what I think, just like everything else, do your own research. And if so many people from so many different walks of life, from so many different upbringings and races and creeds, religions, whatever, we're all talking about the same thing. And we're all seeing, obviously, weird things in the sky, as we've shown tonight. And so when you're looking for the signs, as God tells you to, don't forget to look up. Because we all look down at our phones and computers, but we're not looking up. Cut off. How much of that did you miss? It was the part you missed was the best.
The last part.
So, wrapping this up before they take it completely off air, please find God and look into these things. Why is there a book here, the Bible, that was written so long ago by so many different people, and it's been fought out and fought over and killed for and destroyed and for generations? Only this book I don't see all these same stories fighting over, the Quran or Homer's Iliad or any of that. And this book keeps seeming to connect with things that we can prove happened in the past and things that are happening right now. And it's foreshadowing things in the future.
Yep.
So as a truther, why in the heck would you not look at it? Oh, wait. It's because this book, oh, wait, not that book. Oh, that's a good book, by the way. Let's say this book said this one. No, I don't want to do that because it's Martin Lissy. Let's just say this one. Let's say this book tells me that this one was written by King James or a bunch of Romans and it's a lie. So now you're saying you believe this author and not these. Yet this guy has no other proof. And yet this author has got lots of proof and it continues to show itself. And it gives you solace, as you see in the Psalms, and it shows you a way out of this nonsense. In my mind, in my opinion. And if that upsets you, if that triggers you, if that troubles you, I apologize. Well, actually, I don't. This is my show. You tuned in. I didn't force you here. I didn't charge you. I'm glad you're here. And I hope, even through your anger, something might resonate and you'll look into it. Because, again, I'm not going to drag you here. I'm not going to haul you by the hand. I've pleaded my case enough over the last several years I've done this live stream like 2 years going on a year or something. I forget now. So I've done that part. Now I'm just going to keep plowing through with these people and other people, trying to discover what lies we can uncover. Because at the end of the day, God says we'll probably never figure any of this out. To this day, the doctors still don't know how your eyeball works. We don't know anything, right? Everyone that's on screen that thinks they know stuff.
I know nothing. Nothing.
All we can do is look at the stuff that's been presented that's either fake or do our own research and then make theories. That's all we can ever do on the shapes and the sizes and what's going on. And yet this book continues to guide me and help me. So I'm going to use it, and I encourage anyone listening to look into it. Having said that, thank you, everyone, for being here. May the good Lord watch over everyone and listening to the sound of my voice. Guide us through these times with your love, with your kindness, with your forgiveness. Because if we can't forgive others, how we expect to go see God and say, can you forgive me? Mm-hmm. And you don't have to fix yourself. As Ray said, God sees everything, hears everything, thinks, knows what you're doing. He knows everything you've ever done and every wrong you've ever done and every person you've ever hurted, including yourself. And he doesn't care. He loves you and he wants you to make a relationship. He's not waiting for you to fix yourself. Make it now, make it tonight. And usually when we're in our worst trouble, that's when we really mean our prayers. So why does the world maybe going through tribulations soon? Not because God wants to hurt us. It's because we're not waking up and we're going to be lost. And so he needs to do something, and he's going to shake the earth and he's going to melt the buildings. I don't know what he's going to do. But what he does say is, have no fear. Just get to know him and he'll take care of it. That's the way I see it. And so, dear Jesus, please watch over us and help people find the truth in the Father in heaven. Amen.
Let it not be said that we stood by and did nothing.
I love when you say that.
What she said.
Yes. Okay.
Love you guys.
So now I have this.
I'm so happy to be part of this group.
Well, I'm happy to have you, Ray.
I'm happy to have you too, Ray.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be part of this.
Yes, Ray.
So now we have this.
Class is dismissed.
All right.
Love you guys.
Love you all.
Good night.
God willing, we'll see you soon and definitely next Friday.
I might go live if I have enough people to go live with me. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
Nice.
All right.
Good night.
Right.